Bigelow Tea. Grab a mug and tea proudly. The Rothenberg Law Firm. InjuryLawyer.com. Cadillac and your tri-state Cadillac dealers. Cadillac is the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets. Thrivewell Infusion, the official IV partner of Mets Radio. Veg, ER for Pets. Official emergency veterinarian group of Mets Radio. Optimum Fiber. Don't take slow for an answer. The Chef IQ scents. Never under or overcook your chicken, fish, or meat again. Buy yours today at chefiq.com. Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's cars with a K. To donate your car today. And by Sloman's. The difference is human.
From Citi Field in Flushing, Queens, welcome to New York Mets baseball. This afternoon, the Mets face the New York Yankees in the second game of the second installment of this year's Subway Series, a 3-game set which will conclude tomorrow afternoon. And the pitchers for this afternoon's game for the Yankees, the veteran left-hander Carlos Rodon, and for the Mets, right-hander Frankie Montas. Hi again, everyone. I'm Howie Rose along with Keith Radd. They'll have to go a long way to beat the suspense in yesterday's game. Terrific back-and-forth match between the Yankees and Mets, with the Mets winning 6-5, and so the Mets have now won 3 in a row. And at the start of play today, for all of the difficulties they've had recently, and even with those 3 straight wins, the Mets have lost 14 of their last 20. However, at 51-38, they're just a half game behind the first-place Philadelphia Phillies in the National League East. Meanwhile, the Yankees have now lost 5 in a row. Remember, they were swept in a 4-game series in Toronto before this season's series started. And the Yankees overall have lost 15 of their last 21, so they're just 8 games over 500 now. The Yankees at 48-40 are tied for second and third in the American League East, with the Tampa Bay Rays 2 games behind the first-place Toronto Blue Jays. Our game time temperature is brought to you by Peerless Boilers. Visit peerlessboilers.com for information and a dealer near you. And remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boiler.
Some overnight oats right before the game. My teammates look at me like, what are you doing, dude?
My mom's cooking, probably. She makes some good. She's got a tuna fish casserole. That's pretty good.
I went 5 for 5. I need to eat the same thing. Last time, Saturday, I ate arepa with eggs. And then next day, I got to eat arepa with eggs. So my mom make it for me. And then when my mom is with me,
everything's good.
I save a lot of money.
Estamos lindos.
Peanuts and pop, snacking on peanuts and popcorn, Key Food has you covered with a selection that never strikes out. Plus, as proud sponsors of Odyssey Mets Radio, Key Food and their family of supermarkets brings every thrilling moment straight to you. Key Food. The difference is key.
Back here at Citi Field, we're getting set for the Mets and the Yankees. Game 2 of this 3-game series. It'll be Frankie Montas on the mound for the Mets. Carlos Rodon, who had been pitching very well most of this year for the Yankees, Keith.
Yeah, Rodon pitched with 2.95 ERA for the Yankees. Meanwhile, Frankie Montas, big start, his third one with the Mets. That's today's pitching matchup, sponsored by Ridgewood Savings Bank, multiplying the good for over 100 years. We got starting lineups. First pitch next on Odyssey Mets Radio, powered by the all-new Nissan Murano.
It's a tight one here in New York. Bottom of the ninth, 2 outs. Ma, the bathroom is flooding again. The toilet's throwing a no-hitter.
Looks like your home's plumbing just threw a wild pitch.
Don't let your house turn into the Hudson with DIY fixes. Call in the pros at Roto-Rooter. From leaky faucets to full-blown disasters, your MVP for plumbing solutions.
Roto-Rooter closes it up and sits down the side.
And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
Like most car buyers, you want to get the most for your money.
Do you guys make your own brisket here?
Yes, we do. We are known by our brisket.
Barbecue brisket sandwich. Quality is better than other places, and it looks good. We're ready to eat.
We go to an average 500 briskets per game. We hear a lot from our fans. They want to try something with wrap, easy to eat. So we say, well, let's do like a brisket wrap and an egg roll.
That's beautiful. You get the gold medal for culinary brisketry here in Texas.
Yes.
Is a brand new Tony Gwynn drop I did with his estate. So we just signed a deal at therealist.com to actually go through his entire archives, present them, and auction them off. And to announce it, we did this limited edition 1994 The Lost Season card. Because between August of 93 and May of 95, Tony Gwynn batted .406 in 162 games. So in the back we have the stats of what could have been.
Here we go. This is a classic road jersey for Boston. This is the first uniform I put on when I came with Boston. When you see those two socks together, that's one thing I know I had to do. I had to make sure I had my red socks high, okay? My two red socks, because there's two here.
Oswald Peraza, the second baseman, bats ninth. Carlos Rodon makes the start for the Yankees, his 19th of the year. He is 9-5 with a .295 earned run average. Now for the New York Mets, who have won 3 straight, 51 wins, 38 losses, just a half game behind Philadelphia. Mets are in second place behind the Phillies in the National League East. Starling Marte gets the nod as DH in Carlos Mendoza's lineup. He's leading off. Shortstop Francisco Lindor bats behind him, hitting second. Juan Soto in right field bats third. The Mets cleanup hitter presented by Serve Pro Cleanup Restoration Construction, like it never even happened. That's Pete Alonso. He's at first base. Behind him, the left fielder Brandon Nimmo batting fifth. Mark Vientos gets the start today, batting sixth, playing third base. Then the catcher, former Yankee minor leaguer Luis Torrens, hits seventh. Second baseman Jeff McNeil bats eighth. And Tyrone Till, the center fielder, bats ninth. With Frankie Montas on the mound for the New York Mets. He used to be on the mound for the Yankees across 2 seasons, was very, very hurt with them. Made just 9 starts with the Mets. He's only made 2 starts, coming back from a lat strain that had him out for the first chunk of the season. Pitched great against Atlanta in this building. Not so great last weekend in Pittsburgh. Which Frankie Montas will we see today? Well, the one so far on the mound is the one in the City Connect uniform. That's what the Mets are wearing today, with that graphite gray top, NYC on the chest. The Yankees in those road grays with New York written in capital letters across the chest. Trent Grisham heading to home plate to get this thing started on a beautiful day. We send it over to the Hall of Fame radio voice of the New York Mets. Here's Howie Rose.
All right, thank you very much, Keith. So we've got bright sunshine right now for this 4:10 first pitch, which is coming up any second now from Frankie Montas. But early in this game, shadows will begin to encroach, and balls in the air at certain points, particularly to right field, can become somewhat adventurous. But we're still a couple of innings away from that eventuality. Meanwhile, Trent Grisham, the left-hand batter, stepping in for the Yankees. Montas, standing on the first base side of the rubber, is ready to go. He's into the windup, left leg kick, first pitch of the game, fastball over a called strike. And it's 0-1, starting him out with a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Grisham batting at .248, 16 home runs, 33 runs batted in. Vientos is shortened up at third, right at the edge of the infield grass. Left-hand batter with speed. Grisham in the 0-1, tapped up the first base line, hustling off the mound to grab it. Montas, and he underhands to Alonso at first in time for the out. So 2 pitches, 1 out. And that will bring up Aaron Judge. We'll look at the Mets defensive alignment, brought to you by Orland & Cohen Orthopedic Group. Experiencing orthopedic pain, they've got specialists for that. Alonso at first, McNeil at second, Lindor at short, Vientos at third. Nimmo, Taylor, Soto, left to right in the outfield. Luis Torrens catching Montas' third start of the Met. And now here's Judge, right-hand batter. First pitch, breaking ball, clips the outside corner. A called strike, 0-1. Yesterday's game ended with Aaron Judge in the on-deck circle, exactly the way the Mets were hoping it would work out when they started the 9th inning, up a run. Reed Garrett was terrific. The 0-1 on the way. Breaking ball hit on the ground to short. Waiting on it, Lindor. He's got it. Takes a beat. Throws to first in time. And quickly, 2 men away. 2 ground ball outs on 4 pitches from Frankie Montas. And that will bring up Cody Bellinger. Remember now, Montas felt that he had been tipping his pitches to the Pittsburgh Pirates in his outing last week, which lasted just 4 innings, allowing 7 hits and 6 runs. Whether or not that in fact was the case, whether that's just something that Frankie was using to try to talk around the performance, well, we'll see. The early returns are good. Clay Bellinger, a left-hand batter, takes a fastball.
88 over that time. In that, he's in a 3 spot today with Ben Rice behind him. This Subway Series, the season series, is even at 2 apiece. Yankees took 2 out of 3 at the stadium. And the Mets won yesterday afternoon. Here's the 0-1. Good fastball inside corner for strike. 0-2.
Well, Montas also is a little amped up for this game. He wants to, show the Yankees that, he still had this. And he's throwing 97, and then that split. That's he can get through a few innings like that. 2
bounced up there. 1-2. For Montas, 6'2", 255, right-hander out of Dominican Republic, 10-year vet, 6-team, White Sox, Oakland Yankees, Cincy, Milwaukee, and now the Mets. Got roughed up by the Pirates. 6 runs, 7 hits in just 4 innings over the weekend. Next pitch to Bellies down low. 2-2. 2 out, nobody on. Top of the first. Glad you've joined us here. A beautiful day. The old song goes, a beautiful day for a baseball game. All game today. Infield pulled hard to the right. Big gap. The left side of the infield's wide open for Cody. A couple of times in the last week he's tried to bunt his way on but fouled him off. 2-2. Swung on a little dribbler. Second baseman McNeil, he didn't have to worry about being lucky on that play. It came right to him. 3 soft contact ground balls for Montas. He goes 1-2-3 in the first. Yankees don't.
Sorrento and Sportage vehicles. Kia, movement that inspires. Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Financing for 24 to 60 months from Kia Finance. Subject to credit approval for purchase of a new 2025 Sorento or Sportage. Excludes hybrid and PHEV. $17.48 per month per 1,000 financed at 60 months. No down payment required. $500 retail bonus cash on specially tagged 2025 Sportage and Sorento vehicles. Must be applied towards the purchase and is not compatible with Kia Finance lease offers. Not available as cash. Must take delivery by 7/7/25. Offers may not be combined except where specified. Subject to dealer participation and vehicle availability.
Standard Auto Parts makes 50,000 different engine components with one thing in common. Their unmatched quality standards. Standard ignitions and emission parts are available at Parts Authority, where the answer is yes.
The Subway Series is brought to you by LifeVac, the #1 choking rescue device. Visit lifevac.net today.
Here we go. Carlos Rodon going to give it a go today against the New York Mets. Mets 3-game win streak. This after they went 3-14. First pitch for Rodon, driven into the gap in left center field. It's hanging up. It will drop. And it gets by Dominguez, and it's covered up by Grisham. And that would have been a double any way you look at it, but that's a heck of a start. Starling Marte DHing, and that's how this game starts here for the Mets.
Barnes Firm reminds you this copyrighted broadcast presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or transmitted in every form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. If you're injured, one call to make, and that's the Barnes Firm Injury Attorneys, 1-800-8-million. And they are going to wait. He is going to wait.
He's going to wait till
singing. Yeah.
With the crowd, Rodon, it's got to be making Rodon nuts. You know how fast he wants to work. They stop the music. They keep going. Rodon checks the runner at second. Here's the pitch to Lindor. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball.
No, they're not done. They want to finish. And Lindor, obviously, when they were both in the American League Central, Lindor is 10 for 38 with a couple of home runs off of Rodon.
Yankee pitching, trying to get sharper. Now we got time called. Something. His left glove, the Velcro wrapping came apart. Boy.
And
I'm laughing because I'm thinking of all the old timers we saw back in the day. They would be flipping out. Pitchers, what do you mean it fell off?
What do you mean you have to sing? Yeah, right.
Here's the 0-1 to Lindor. Pitch is outside, 1-1. Lindor last night went 0 for 4. 3 ground outs and a strikeout, so they kept him at base. See if they can do it again. He's hitting .258, 17 homers, and 46 runs batted in. Switch hitter, batting lefty. Marte, good runner. He's at second. Here's pitch. Ground ball to third, goes foul.
I have a question for you. What do you think Bob Gibson would do if somebody stayed out of the box so that the fans could keep singing his song? He'd get one right in the hip, and that will be the end of it.
And that would be more in the ear, but we're in agreement. Yeah.
Well, okay. It is funny. It really is funny.
1-2 here to Lindor. Pitch in the dirt. All those crusty old guys. Crusty by today's comparison. For Rodon, 3 career starts against the Mets. 3-0, 1.15 ERA. And on the season, he's 9-5 with a 2.95. Remember, he got off to a really good start. Things have slowed a little bit for him. The Yankees have lost 4 of his last 5 starts. Here comes the 2-2 to Lindor. And pitch swing, and just got a piece. Goes back to the back wall. So in this really bad stretch the Yankees are going through, team ERA at 9.
Yeah.
Opponents hitting .313, an OPS of .984. Ouch.
All those games at the end of the bullpen, it's just...
2-2, Rodon set, checks the runner. Here's pitch. Bounced up, blocked, goes up the third base line. Nice job by Wells to keep it in front. No advance by Marte. Count runs 3-2. Yeah, that's just not going to cut it. And Luke Weaver trying to figure some things out. So Rodon 3-2 here to Lindor. Marte at second. No score here in the first, and a pitch. Down low, bounce it again. He's trying to get the feel, and it's not happening. Bounced about 3 during that AB. Bounced about 3 balls in the dirt.
And this is the problem that he has had lately in these games that Dave was just talking about. By the way, that was the first walk of the game. The cheers are for Soto, obviously. Brought to you by Route 22 Toyota. Why walk when you could be driving a new Toyota? Route22Toyota.com.
As many players do, and especially the Hispanic players, they'll come up their first time at bat, and they'll salute the other dugout. I didn't see anybody saluting back. Soto saluted the Yankees on the third base side. Well, he had a nice night last night. 3 for 4. Oppo home run, first time up. 2 runs, 2 RBI. Compliment aboard. Shows bunt, drops it right in front of home plate. Wells Field thought about third, goes to first for the out. Sacrifice. 2-3. I didn't expect that at all.
No, and neither did the Yankees, which is, just one more step, a little step faster, and he's not exactly the most explosive guy, but one more step and he would have gotten there.
The A and B, if he had pushed it up the first baseline, they weren't going to get him either. It was right in front of home plate.
Bounced up. That was a terrific pickup by Wells. He did, you know what? He even looked at third base
absolutely.
first. Yep.
Yeah. He wanted to get that lead runner now. He's got to get. Pete Alonso's having a great year. 3rd in RBIs, 10th in slugging, 4th in hits, 1st in doubles, 4th in extra base hits, 6th in total bases, and he's also been hit a bunch.
I do think, though.
His first pitch to him up high, ball 1.
I do think, though, if you're Carlos Mendoza, you would have preferred if Juan Soto was swinging the bat.
As I clear my throat, swing the bat.
Because Alonso now the first base is open, so he doesn't really have to pitch to him.
Here's the 1-0 to Pete. And check swing. Fastball too high. 2-0. So Alonso, a career 1 for 8 against Rodon. He's in the driver's seat. Yeah, I'm stunned. I mean, Soto hitting 266. He's having a hot last 4 weeks. A bunt. Here's pitch up high. Ball 3.
I'm looking to see what. All right, Soto. Not a great group to look at, but 0 for 2 with 4 walks. So he hasn't pitched to him much.
But and to go along with that, how about this? Last 26 games hitting 360.
Yeah.
Did the Yankees a favor. There's a pitch on the outside corners. Pete took a step towards first base. Laz Diaz says, nah, come on back.
Yeah, we saw all kinds of quiet fireworks with Mike Estabrook yesterday.
And Carlos Mendoza. Someone asked him, here comes the 3-1 pitch. Throw down to third, but Jazz was playing deep.
Oh, my.
And the throw, somebody missed the sign because Wells came up firing on that. And luckily, it was right to Jazz, who was deep at third. And here comes Matt Blake, trying to solve some things here.
And I'm not quite sure what Jazz didn't see because he threw right to him. And it just, thank goodness he was where he was because he was the most surprised person in the ballpark. Matt Blake coming out to talk to Carlos Rodon immediately. 14 pitches here. He just got one out. This consultation.
Dugout and with Mike Estabrook and then he said, yeah, it was me. It's like some of the calls. Got a jam here. 1 out, bases loaded. Brandon Nimmo, left-hand hitter. 2 for 6 career against Rodon. Nimmo led off in yesterday's game, went 1 for 4. First inning double came around to score and a home run by Soto. Nobody out. Check that, 1 out. Beg your pardon, 1 out. And the first pitch, a breaking ball, in there for strike. So the Yankees infield about middle depth. Chisholm, Volpe, Peraza, and Bellinger. Nimmo left-hand hitter. He's got really good speed. He can run. Bases loaded. Here's pitch. Taken down low. 1-1. First inning jam here for the Yankees.
And when he gets in trouble, it has been in that first inning. Already thrown 16 pitches. A lot of these guys, and we've seen it over and over this week. First inning has been a problem.
1-1. Swing and a miss with a breaking ball. 1-2. Only if they can induce a double play ground ball. Blood pressure will ease up a little bit. Here's the 1-2 from Rodon. The pitch swung on, drive to right field, deep, going back Judge. on the track. Looking up. It's gone. A grand slam for Brandon Nimmo. 4-0 Mets in the first inning.
Oh, my goodness. Well, Judge went back as much as he could right near there's about 365 there, went into the bullpen.
That is how you start a game. Oh, my goodness.
Moly.
Wow. Nice, easy swing. Got it on the barrel and drove it a great distance for a grand slam.
And they are very aggressive. And people who have gotten Rodon swing at the first or second pitch because they know he's going to try and get in. He doesn't want to get behind, and Rodon's looking at that. And Judge went into one of those, mesh windows that they've got out there. Holy moly.
4-0 in the first inning, 1 out here at Citi Field. Mets on top. Here's Mark Vientos, the third baseman, right-hand hitter. To the first pitch, fastball downing the corner, outside corner for a strike. I got this crowd energized, this Met crowd, and another full house for game 2 of this Subway Series, second series. Next pitch, swung on, fouled into Wells' glove, 0-2. Boy, Nimmo gave it a ride.
Yeah, well, fastball right down the middle of the plate. That was down the middle of the plate. Another one should have been hit, and it was.
Mets wearing Battleship Gray tops, white pants.
What?
Matching helmets, and, of course, the Yankees in their road grays.
Now, they also have, it's kind of a light purple. They were all wearing these long-sleeve shirts underneath, and they've all got them on now. It's like a...
Here's a 1-2 pitch, a hard two-hopper to Volpe. Lobs it over wide of the bag, but Bellinger comes off the bag to make the catch and the tag. 2 down.
Yeah, and that's the kind of thing. Volpe, and just the accuracy of his throws has just not been there. He's usually so good at that. Bellinger can get anything. He's like Goldschmidt. He's a terrific defender any place, but he certainly can play first base.
A good
wonderfully.
Thing.
Yes, a good thing.
He got under that throw, Volpe. Here's a high fly ball. It's going to stay in the yard, going left field. Going back is Dominguez, backed up on the track. And, wow, he made a light jump as he went into the shade. He was in the sun. He goes into the shade, and then he jumps and he makes the catch. Yikes. 7 men to the plate. That was off the bat of Luis Torrens. A grand slam by Brandon Nimmo starts the weekend fireworks.
Today's Acme Markets home run payoff contestant is Terrell H. from Long Island City. Terrell will win a $100 Acme Markets gift card for every home in the Yanks hit in the second of today's game. Visit WFAN.com/Acme for your chance to hit it big. So Brandon Nimmo, his second grand slam in 4 days.
And third for the season.
So if you, on that pace.
Don't even go there. 4-0. Mets over the Yankees as we go top of the second. Ben Rice, Jazz Chisholm Jr., Jason Dominguez. Ben Rice looking to get going again. He's 3 for his last 25. Left-hand hitter. He faces Frankie Montas. Infield pull to the right, outfield straight up. Here's pitch. Swung on, popped up down the left field line. Giving chase is Nimmo. He's got room in fair territory and makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out. Today's cleanup hitter, that was Mr. Rice, and brought to you by Citgo. Clean up on savings and every fill-up with Club Citgo. Download the app now to start saving.
Well, so Emmanuel figured it out, Dave. He's on a pace to hit 81 grand slams.
Move over Lou Gehrig and Alex Rodriguez. There's Jazz Chisholm. Jazz hitting at 244, 14 homers, and 37 runs batted in.
1,060 OPS in his last 6 games.
For
so
him.
one guy has been hitting.
And it takes first pitch fastball from Montas.
Montas is still throwing an easy 97 fastball. He's throwing strikes. He's thrown 11 pitches. We got 1 out in the second inning, and he's thrown 11 pitches.
Here's the next pitch to Jazz. Breaking ball missed outside, 1-1. Jazz 11 for his last 40. Beautiful day for ball game here Glad you've joined us here at Yankees Radio. Here comes the 1-1 from Montas. Frankie deals. Pitch swung on and fouled back. That was a breaking ball.
Right.
But both teams now in second place in their respective divisions. Right now, the Mets are the hotter of the two. They've won their last 3. The Yankees have dropped 5 straight and 15 of 21. Somebody put a plug in this thing. Here's the 1-2. Check swing, foul ball left side, right over the Yankee third base dugout.
It's a little alarming. I mean, a 5-game losing streak is not good anyway, but this is the second time in the last 3 weeks. You know, you do have these through the season. You usually don't have 2 of them in 3 weeks.
Chisholm waiting for a 1-2 from Montas. And he goes into the modified windup, kicks and deals. The pitch, fastball way upstairs, 2-2. Jason Dominguez is on deck. Montas straddling the rubber, now rocks into his windup. The 2-2 to Jazz. Fastball swung on, hit the left center field. It's gone pretty deep. Going back, Taylor on the track, and it's gone. Jazz Chisholm with his 15th home run, 38th RBI, and the Yankees on the board. It's 4-1 Mets.
And the one constant in all of this has been the hitting of Jazz Chisholm. 387 feet, went out at 102 miles an hour.
I like to see him going up. Last night or yesterday afternoon was this guy coming to the plate, Jason Dominguez. 2 home runs, 1 to left center field and 1 down the left field line. Dominguez, as good a night as he had last night, 1 pitch he would like to have back. The 3-1 pitch he grounded out in the ball game with Judge on deck. First pitch inside. He wishes he could have that one back, and don't we all? I should have waited for another strike, and that definitely was the play. Especially with Judge on deck. Here's 1-0.
Yep.
Pitch swung on, bounced down the first baseline foul. And I just said, well, he'll be taken all the way 3-1. I'm looking at Judge on deck, and Judge is like, his mouth is watering. No, he's got an opportunity. The young person's mistake. Ill-timed. But he's been swinging a hot bat. 12 for his last 25. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and fouled straight back.
First Yankee Homer brought to you by Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event. Visit Kia today for great deals. Kia, movement that inspires. And congratulations to Terrell H., who won a $100 Acme Markets gift card for Jazz Chisholm, hitting a homer for the Yankees in the second inning.
1-2 here to Dominguez. Montas steals. His pitch down low. 2 balls, 2 strikes with Anthony Volpe on deck. Just tuning in, Brandon Nimmo with a grand slam, second in 4 days, third for the season for him. Jazz Chisholm just homered. It's 4-1 Mets. Ground ball, right side, fielded by Alonso, well behind the bag. Jogs to first for the out, 2 down. And that'll bring up Anthony Volpe, and he is scuffling mightily. He's hitting .222, 9 homers and 46 runs batted in, but over his last 24 EBs, he's got just 4 hits. Infield, they play him straight up. Center fielder Taylor pushed over towards right center. Swing and a miss. So a fastball running in on him. This New York rivalry weekend presented by All Electric Jeep Wrangler Wagoneer S. Step up to the plate with confidence. Jeep's brand newest MVP, the electric Jeep Wagoneer S. 0-1 to Volpe. Swing and a miss. Worked inside again with a fastball. 0-2.
Way inside. That was not a strike. That was probably 6 to 8 inches inside. 96 miles an hour. Really tied him up.
If there's anybody that's hoping to break out, well, there are many, but Volpe certainly being up at the top of that list. 0-2. Worked inside and up near the letters and missed. 1-2.
Montas made his Mets debut on the 24th of June. He's pitched 5 scoreless innings against the Brave, and then he was roughed up Sunday in Pittsburgh. 6 runs and 7 hits over 4 innings. 12-1 they lost. Montas said he thought he was tipping pitches.
1-2 pitch. Swung on, hit down the left field line, but hooking foul. And it hit off the, we have these screens in Major League Baseball from the, where the stands jut out. Well, this one hit that pole just beyond third base. First time I've seen it hit a pole like that. But this is really good coverage for the fans in the lower bowl. From beyond third to beyond first. 1-2 again here to Volpe. The pitch. Breaking ball missed down. 2-2. Volpe can keep it going. Austin Wells will step to the plate. Left-hand hitting catcher. Carlos Rodon, rough first inning, faced 7 men. Walked 2, both scored. They were part of that grand slam hit by Nimmo. Walks scoring lately off of Yankee pitching has really been bad. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Fastball running in.
98.
First strikeout for Montas. That'll do it for the Yankees in the second. We go to bottom second here at Citi Field. It's 4-1. Mets over the Yankees on WFAN Yankees Radio, driven by Jeep.
Find excellence in every detail in a new Volvo at Volvo Cars Ranch.
College at Northeastern University, and all my friends were Red Sox fans, and while in my 3 years there, I really grew to appreciate Red Sox Nation and everything that they bring to the table, and once I got my head wrapped around the trade, I was really, really excited. I think they have one of the most iconic logos, these 2 socks right here on the sleeve. I love keeping it simple, really fond of the font, and I think it's a really cool look.
Broadcast is fueled by Pharma. This broadcast is fueled by Citgo. Here's a club you'll want to get into, Club Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app now and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up.
There we go, bottom of the second. The Yankees on the board with the home run by Jazz Chisholm, but they trail 4-1 with Frankie Montas and the Mets. Here's Jeff McNeil to lead off. And McNeil, last night, a 2-run homer in the 7th off of Jeff Weaver. Boy, that was a mighty blow right there. And he made a great defensive play in the inning, in the ball game. And he looks at a first pitch strike from Rodon.
Drive Around the League is brought to you by Meineke Car Care Centers. Trust your keys with Meineke. Bottom of the 7th in Minnesota, Tampa Bay and Minnesota, all tied up at 5.
0-1 to McNeil, left-hand hitter, looks at the pitch, top of the zone for a called strike.
Cody Clemens just had his 10th home run for Minnesota. Taj Bradley and Cole Sands started. They are both out of the game. Cole Sands must have been an opener in one inning.
Rodon, next pitch, put in play, but foul right side.
George Springer decided to hit another home run. It's his 13th, and Toronto leads the Angels 3-2. They're in the top of the 6th.
For me, McNeil, Tyrone Taylor, and Starling Marte, 8-9-1 here for the Mets. Bottom of the second here at Citi Field, 0-2 to McNeil, and bouncing ball right side goes foul.
Atlanta leading Baltimore 2-0. Bottom of the second, Austin Riley had his 13th homer. That's Dean Kramer against Aaron Bummer. A little bit later, Houston and the Dodgers.
About last night, 18-1 Houston. Most runs scored since, 62 at Dodger Stadium, in L.A. since 62.
Framber Valdez against Shohei Ohtani.
0-2 to McNeil, pulled foul again right side.
Did you hear Oral Hershiser?
Yes, yeah.
Saying, not to bring up a sore spot, but it sure looks like they know what's coming. Except they were at Dodger Stadium. They were at, maybe it was just a little bad pitching on the part of the Dodgers.
I tell you what, there was hard contact every highlight I saw.
Well,
there's the 0-2 to McNeil. Checked his swing pitch, misses outside.
A lot of it was Noah Davis. So Cubs leading St. Louis 5-3. Michael Busch hit 3 yesterday, has another one today.
8 home runs for the Cubs last night or yesterday afternoon. 1-2 pitch put in play, and right to Peraza, who jumps up to make the play at second bases. He was covering the 4-hole on the right side. 1 down.
2-0 Red Sox leading Washington. That's in the top of the first. Walker Buehler against Mitchell Parker. Top of the third in Philadelphia. Cincinnati's in there's no score. Nick Lodolo against Ranger Suarez. Bottom of the second in Arizona. Kansas City is in and there's no score.
Here's Tyrone Taylor. Center fielder, right-hand hitter. First pitch from Rodon. Swung on and hit down the right field line. Well foul.
Milwaukee leading Miami 1-0, bottom of the second. That's Chad Patrick going up against Cal Quantrill. Later, White Sox will be in Colorado, and Texas is out in San Diego.
1 out, nobody on here. Bottom of the second. This pitch to Taylor outside, ball 1. First pitch in the bottom of the second, 91-mile-an-hour sinker. Brought to you by Optimum Fiber. Don't take slow for an answer. Rodon, a quick worker, as you know. Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Taylor. Lefty deals, pitch swung on, popped up. And another thing we've seen a lot go against Rodon, it seems like a million foul balls. I mean, he has more balls fouled off.
He does.
And I know somebody has that stat. I don't have it with me right now, but I know he's got to be at or real close to the top in that category. Bouncing ball left side, third base. Jazz grabs, throws quickly, throws high. That'll be an E5, goes into the dugout.
And that the left side of the infield, that's been their bugaboo right now, is they make these great plays and then throw the ball awry many times. And, of course, that means Tyrone Taylor will be at second. You know, we talk about Houston, and they somehow figure out what to do. They started out 26-25. They are 27-10 since then.
I have a lot of personal experience in that regard. Thank you very much. 4-1, Mets lead. They get a break here in E5. Taylor's at second. Top of the order, here's Starling Marte. Looks at the pitch outside, ball 1. Marte with a double. First pitch of the game. Came around to score in the Nimmo grand slam. That was all in the first inning. Marte DHing this afternoon. Next pitch. Swing and a miss. I remember when this kid came up with Pittsburgh. Our good friend Greg Brown and TV voice of the Pirates is Marte Partey.
Yep.
He can hit. Did everything.
Not having a good year now, but certainly looks good here.
1-1 pitch here. And takes a fastball up and off the plate. 2-1. Marte started today hitting .252 with 4 homers, 19 runs batted in. He's had a hard time staying healthy lately. But when he's been at his best, man, he's been a good one. 2-1. Inside missed. 3-1. You got Francisco Lindor. Then Soto. Soto's not going to be thinking bunting this next time up. I'll tell you that right now. 4 runs on 2 hits for the Mets. A run on 1 hit the Jazz. Chisholm home run for the Yankees. 3-1. Here's pitch. Swung on, hit foul right side. Well, the Yankees are hoping big time to have Rodon go strong, maybe through 6, and get the offense cooking again. You got Max Fried going tomorrow. And Rodon pivots around to chase the runner back at second. Here comes a 3-2 pitch to Marte. Nobody out here in the home second. The pitch. Swung on, line drive in the left field. Twisting, turning. Gets over the head of Dominguez. Bounces off the wall. Coming in to score is Taylor. A line drive single RBI by Starling Marte. It's 5-1 Mets.
And Marte, even after all these injuries, he's now 19 for his last 57. That's over 320.
Ball was hit. It's so true. Ball's hit right at you, hit that hard. He turned left, and then he turned right, and it was over his head. Good news, Marte only at first base.
Well, he did stop enough and play it well off the wall.
First pitch to Lindor is in there for a strike. He walked Back in the first inning already. We're in the second inning and second time through the lineup for the Mets. Nobody out, runner at first. His pitch on the outside corner for strike.
And we're only in the second inning, and we're seeing all the defensive liabilities. And we're only in the second inning. You know, you got Dominguez, that play right there. Volpe throwing away a grounder. Wells throwing to third base, and there's nobody there.
His next pitch, swing and a miss. Up top. So down goes Lindor. First strikeout for Rodon. And there's 2 down here in the second inning.
You know, Bellinger saved the Volpe throw.
Sure did. Well, like I said, Soto's not going to be bunting here. We got 2 out, 1 on, 5-1 lead. As he showed yesterday, and everybody knows, the Yankee fans know, baseball fans know, he's got power pole to pole. He went opposite field, left center yesterday. First pitch here from Rodon, and it's a slider in the outside corner for a called strike.
The first strikeout of the game presented by Weichert Realtors. Don't settle for a good agent. Go for a great one at Weichert.com.
Soto with that wide stance up on the front toe on his right foot. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Check swing. Not a successful check swing. And it's strike 2, and Rodon's ahead. So 2 out runner at first, a run in, 5-1 Mets, bottom 2. Rodon looking for a put away. Here's the pitch. Swing on and popped up. Jazz Chisholm out on the short grass left field, going towards the line, makes the catch, and that'll do it. But an RBI, an unearned run. Marte gets the RBI, makes it a 5-1 lead. Mets.
Oppo Taco.
I'm going to guess it's an opposite field, upper deck, maybe something like a...
Yeah, home run to the opposite field. Yeah. You got it.
This is a good one, a hack.
I don't know. I mean, is it the same as like the layman's term hack, like a bad chef?
You've guessed correctly.
Okay.
Someone's a hack, someone that's just nailing it in.
Yeah.
They're not putting their heart into it. Five-1 lead for the Mets as we go top of the third. Austin Wells, Oswald Peraza, and Trent Grisham against Frankie Montas. First pitch for Big Frankie. And a first pitch down low into Wells is hitting .215, 11 homers, 45 runs batted in.
Storage Post is your home for local self-storage solutions, climate-controlled units, top-notch security, and the official self-storage partner of the New York Yankees.
1-0 to Wells. The pitch in there, top of the zone. For strike 1-1. Wells 1 for 2 against Montas with a home run. Unearned run by the Mets. At the bottom of the second. It's an RBI by Starling Marte. Next pitch. He did go, says Laz Diaz, and Wells said, no way. So, not come to an agreement there. So Wells behind 1-2 is going to use his timeout.
Afternoon baseball, a Saturday afternoon, and just absolutely gorgeous here in New York City, 85 degrees. 1-2, fastball drilled deep to right. That ball's hammered. That ball is gone. A home run for Austin Wells. Oh, baby, did he get on top of that one. His second career home run against Frankie Montas. Second home run hit today by the Yankees. He hit 4 last night. It's now 5-2 Mets.
And his 12th of the year. And it needed that 372 feet.
That's got to be big MPH. I want to hear that because that was a screaming 5-iron. Man, that was impressive. Got the Yankee fans back in it. Here's Oswald Peraza, right-hand hitter. First pitch, fastball for strike.
Here come the "Let's Go Yankees" cheers. We're taking a look at that pitch. Oh, that was up, belt high. What a shot.
That's what big leaguers do. Yep. They hammer those kind of pitches. 0-1 pitch, swing, and a foul back. Peraza, good glove guy, scuffling big time with the bat, hitting $153. 3 homers, 13 runs batted in.
Okay, that was 103 miles an hour.
Ooh, he got cheated. Come on. No way.
It just sounded faster.
0-2 to Peraza. Bounced up there.
Now that was Wells' first homer since June 10th in Kansas City. And we had figured out that's where this all started. After Kansas City, that arrival in Boston at 5 in the morning, that's where this all started.
Next pitch down low. Lost 5 consecutive games, 15 of 21. It does date back. It's funny you say that because I was doing numbers this morning before I got here, and that was the game. Yeah. A run in, a couple of home runs hit today. Jazz Chisholm in the second, and moments ago, Austin Wells, 2-2 to Peraza. Fooled on a breaking pitch, but he fouled it back.
And Montas, if that splitter hangs, it's going to get hit hard because it's 87, 88.
Mets won last night, 6-5 in a thriller. And they're off to a big start on Nimmo, grand slam in the first inning. Here's the 2-2 to Peraza. Swung on, hit down the third. Gobbled up down there by Vientos. Throw right on the money to Alonso for the out, 1 away. Third inning, brought to you by Spectrum. Life moves and so should your connection. Get fast and reliable speeds on the network that moves you, Spectrum. Center fielder Trent Grisham coming to the plate right now. And Centers Healthcare would like to remind you, they're not just care, they're care that moves you. CentersHealthcare.com. Second time through for the Yankees. Grish, a little dribbler right side, fielded by Montas, and threw him out to open up the ballgame. Swings at the first pitch. Fouled it back. That was up in his zone. Shaking his head. I should have hit that one straight away somewhere. Five runs on 3 hits for the Mets. 2 runs, 2 hits, and error for the Yankees. Pitch. Check swing. Looked like it hit off the knob of his bat. A foul ball. 0-2. Tell you something else is new, different about today's
What's that?
Baseball game from when we were kids. There's some kind of musical interlude almost after every pitch.
A musical interlude? Is that what you'd call it?
Well, musical interruption,
noise?
Musical.
This is noise. The sirens.
No, but right before that, listen for the next pitch.
Yeah, your senses are assaulted between every pitch.
You were saying? Here's the 0-2. Swung on and fouled off the catcher.
You know, I've always wondered, I don't know one fan base that needs to be told when to make noise, particularly the ones here.
Not in the great baseball towns.
No.
What, Boston, New York, Philly, St. Louis, Chicago?
You think these fans here at Citi Field need to be told to clap? I mean,
here's the 0-2.
Whatever.
Swing and a foul back.
That's everywhere, but...
Folks, I know it's a generational thing, but those of you of our age, you know exactly what we're talking about. You youngsters, Google it.
see the 7-line army is out there.
I just noticed that out and right
they are.
and
I
right
was
center
wondering
field
where they
orange.
were last night. I guess they.
Good-looking group.
Yeah.
Everybody with the orange and a lot of blue. Here comes the 0-2. The pitch to Grish. Down and in. 1-2. The pitch number 6.
You see them at least once during the time they're at the Bronx.
Mhm.
They show up at least one day.
That's a really good group, man. They got a whole section.
Yeah.
Next pitch, swing on, fly ball, right center field. Going back is Taylor. Going back on the track, and he makes the catch just to the right of the 380 sign for out number 2.
Yeah,
Well, had too much hang time.
He's a terrific outfielder. I really wasn't familiar with him, and you watch him, and he really moves beautifully. He gets to everything. Also with the nonchalant glove up.
You know, I
love
salute
it.
the confidence. Ian
Yeah.
Grisham, man. It's
Yeah.
so cool. Here's Judge. Bounced out the short. Big hole up the middle. Here's first pitch. Up, down and away. And Les Diaz called her a strike. 0-1. The captain now 2 for 11 against Frankie Montas. 5-2 lead. Mets, top of the 3rd. Here's your 1 to Judge. Way outside. Backhanded by Luis Torrens, the catcher. 1-1. Two for 4
Wow.
homer, and let's see. A run scored and an RBI last night for Judge. Here's the 1-1. And the pitch. Check this swing. A slider outside off the plate, 2-1.
You know, I've been talking for the last couple of days about the bullpen losing and how Yankee fans aren't used to this. Well, Katie Sharp, the queen of stats, she finally put a stat, and now I know why. I think they've lost one.
2-1. Ooh, he got jammed and missed it. Boy, really kept his arm, tried to keep his arms in, and it didn't work for him. He did get a piece of it, 2-2. What did she have?
Yankee relievers has taken the loss in each of their 5 games. This is the first time in history the Yankees have had a 5-game span with 5 losses, and the bullpen got the loss.
Swing and a miss on a 2-2 slider running in on his hands. Second strikeout for Frankie Montas, and the Yankees are done. They get a home run from Wells. They go bottom 3. It's a 5-2 New York Met lead over the Yankees on WFAN Yankees Radio, driven by Jeep.
Here's to a smooth 9 innings, brought to you by Monroe.
A lot of fans and collectors will look at the T206 set as the more famous of the sets that were produced in the early part of the 20th century. And certainly they would carry more financial value. But when you talk to collectors, some will tell you that these T205s are actually more physically attractive. They're maybe the most physically attractive cards produced prior to World War II.
That's Hand and Stone at handandstone.com. That's handandstone.com. Hurry, offer ends July 31st.
The Subway Series is brought to you by LifeVac, the #1 choking rescue device. Visit lifevac.net today.
Well, here we go, 5-2. Mets on top of the Yankees. We go bottom 3. Here is Pete Alonso. It'll be Alonso, Nimmo, and Vientos. 4, 5, and 6. Pete, his first time up, walked and scored on a grand slam by Nimmo. It was in the first inning. There's the 0-1. Next pitch from Rodon, just outside.
Need a pick-me-up that's as strong as the Yankees bullpen? Duncan's got your back with drinks that'll have you running the bases in no time. Slide into Duncan and get energized for the game. The New York Yankees run on Duncan.
Pitch to Alonso in the dirt. Ball 2-1.
You know, just think about that, Dave, that for the last 5 games, the bullpen has lost every one of them. That has never happened in Yankees franchise history. Never.
2-1 from Rodon to Pete, way outside. 3-1. So far, Rodon has walked 2. They both scored in the first inning. He struck out 1. 3-1 to Alonso. And their first strike. Pete really loves it here in New York with the Mets. Signed a big contract. A year with an option. And he's delivering. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a chop foul behind home plate. Brendan Nimmo to follow. We mentioned this yesterday, but the shadow's starting to creep in on the batter circle. The pitcher still in sunlight. Here's 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball down and in. 1 down here in the third, and right now we pause for station identification on WFAN Yankees Radio. Glad you joined us, everybody. Here, third inning at Citi Field, middle game, 3-game series. Chapter 2 of the Subway Series. Yankees won 2 out of 3 at the stadium, first time up. Here's Nimmo looking at a pitch down low, ball 1. The Mets won last night, 6-5. That Nimmo, second grand slam in 4 days and third slam of the season. Swings here and fouls one off left side. 1-1. Coming to you from the Provident Bank broadcast booth. Provident Bank, commitment you can count on. Visit provident.bank to learn more. Here's a line drive into the gap left center field. Grisham slides over to his right, makes the play. And there's 2 down. Third inning brought to you by Spectrum. Life moves and so should your connection. Get fast and reliable speeds on the network that moves with you, Spectrum. So Nimmo's hit the ball hard twice. A little Teddy. No, that's Luther Vandross.
18 runs scored in this series, 16 of them by home runs.
Wow. First pitch. Paints the outside corner to Mark Vientos, who grounded out to shortstop. Volpe made a almost errant throw, and he was bailed out by Bellinger, getting a start at first base today. Swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt. 0-2 to Vientos.
And then just these little miscues, just the fact Wells threw to third base, no one was there. Jazz was back on the grass, but did catch it. Yep. So somebody missed something.
Vientos played the most games he's played in his career, 111 last season. Here's the 0-2 to right-hand hitter. Swing, ooh, you hear that and see that go off of Wells and Laz Diaz, calling for Trainer to come in.
Hit him
Wells on his knees.
Right on the top of the head, right on the helmet. He grabbed his head, and Laz immediately got him by the shoulders.
Yep. And again, a million thanks for Johnny Bench for starting this a long time ago. The catchers wearing helmets all the time. And even Vientos reached out.
Okay, Mike Shuck out there probably asking questions. Where are we? What date is it? What's the count?
Oh, right in front, too.
Right
and
in the front.
He almost went down face first into the dirt.
You know, it's like if they didn't have the helmet that goes right to the forehead. Hits him right on the forehead.
I caught, trust me, I know exactly. That's terrible. That is awful. And I mean, the helmets are good. So to your point, he's feeling it now like he's like a TKO. He doesn't have that helmet on. He's in real trouble.
Right, but Laz was the one who called for the trainer immediately.
Mm-hmm. Well, Laz worked a million games. He gets it. He's out having the conversation. Laz is chatty. I've had a couple good conversations with him. He's talking to Rodon right now.
And now he's taking the helmet up. Mike Schuck, the athletic trainer, is out there, and they're looking at something feeling around his temples and the top of his head. He also was, do you feel this? Do you feel this? Also was doing something down the spine, had fingers pressing on different pieces of the spine.
What are you talking about? Occupational hazard.
No. Just follow my finger. He's got the finger up to the right, back to the center, to the left. Follow it. They look at the eyes, up and down. You can see how he's focused, and boy, this is tough. Now he's standing up now. Is he going to stay in? He's got a cut on his head. Did you see that?
Boy. It's amazing.
Wow.
The generations of catchers through the years that did not wear that until Johnny Bench made it.
Oh, yeah.
Part of your equipment back in the late 60s.
And also the little gloves.
Yeah, they had those round pillows where you had to catch with two hands. That's how you get your right hand beaten up all the time.
Also, Yogi once showed me about a glove that had like foam inside because they hit so hard there's foam
and
inside.
The glove was circular, right? Yep. And it was right here in the middle. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to remember who more hinge gloves. I'm trying to remember. Manually can look that up. The hinge glove for catchers. But whoever brought that, bless his heart.
If you go to Cooperstown.
Here comes the 0-2 on the pitch, down low.
If you go to Cooperstown and you look at even the infielders' gloves, like when Ty Cobb, it looks like mittens. It looks
like your winter mittens.
Like my winter mittens. Yep, tiny little things.
Guys were hitting bullets and they were catching them.
They were tough back then.
1-2. It's down low. The other thing, too, when I was in Kansas City at the Negro League Museum, same kind of thing. And you see the gloves, very early years, the gloves, they weren't tied together. You had to think through individual fingers. That's scary.
Right. It is fingers. They looked like like your wool gloves, like when you go out in the winter.
2-2. Here's pitch and ground ball to Volpe. Backhands on the run. Throws across his body, right on the money. Good play. 1-2-3 in the third. And we hope Austin Wells has a quick recovery to get him some water and take. Five-2 ball game. Mets on top. Here as we go top of the fourth inning here at Citi Field. And the top of the fourth is sponsored by Hand and Stone Massage and Facial Spa. Book a relaxing massage or facial after the game. We're talking about hinge gloves for catchers. Manuel just looked it up. Randy Hundley got it going back in 1966. Really good catcher.
He was a really good
with
catcher.
the Cubs. Of course, Todd, his son, played here, hit a lot of home runs. He hit 40 home runs here as a catcher for the Mets. Here's Bellinger to lead off against Frankie Montas. Swings and fouls one on first base side. Belly first time up, grounded out the second. He'll be followed by Ben Rice and Jazz Chisholm. 3, 4, and 5 coming up.
Well, second time around, they start getting to Montas a little bit more.
Yankee runs have come on solo home runs. Jazz Chisholm in the second, third inning, Austin Wells. Here's 0-1. Bouncing ball, first base side, stays fair. 4 steps to the bag for Pete Alonso. Easy play, 1 down.
Yeah, they're not getting really good swings off of the breaking pitches.
They're going to bring up Ben Rice. Rice flied out to Nimmo in left field, and he's our cleanup hitter today, sponsored by Roto-Rooter. So leave the plumbing to the pros at Roto-Rooter. Ben with 1 career hit against Frankie Montas. It was a home run. Here's first pitch. And the right-hander swing and fouled at home plate off the catcher, Terrence.
2025 Topps Baseball Series 2 is here. Visit your local hobby shop or Topps.com to learn more about the latest Topps trading card.
Well, Montas was with the Yankees. Talk about injuries. My goodness. In 22 and 23.
Yep.
6.15 ERA. 9 games, 8 starts. 0-1. This pitch fouled back. Left side. 0-2. Frankie's 32 years old, out of the Dominican Republic. 10th year in the big league. 16. White Sox, Oakland, Yankees, Cincinnati, Milwaukee, now the Mets. He's ahead here, Rice, 0-2. The pitch. Swung on and driven to right field. It's deep. It's going back, and Soto on the track reaches up and makes the catch. One step before touching up on the fence there. 2 down.
A nice play by Soto, something that he doesn't always get to. That was a really terrific play. Looks like he had a track the whole time. Puts the glove up, backhands it, closes the glove.
Let's see how Montas attacks Jazz Chisholm. Jazz took him to left center field for home run number 15 on a 2-2 pitch back in the second inning. The Mets 5 runs on 3 hits. The Yankees 2 runs, 2 hits of both homers. And there's 1 error. And first pitch strike to Jazz. So the batter's now in complete shade. Pitcher coming out of the sun. Game's hard enough. These guys have great eyesight, so they'll still be able to see spin, but not as well if it was even up. Here's the next pitch down low, 1-1. Jazz did a good job on that home run, just powering it the other way. 1-1. Swing and a miss. 2 out, nobody on here in the 4th. Nimmo, first inning grand slam and an RBI single in the second inning by Marte for the Met runs. Here's Montas in the 1-2 pitch. Swung on a little bloop to center field. Taylor, a couple steps to his left, and he makes a catch in a very quiet inning. 1, 2, 3, 6 in a row retired here by Montas. He's got a 5-2 lead. Making, they're the right size bank to support your business. Official partner of the Yankees Radio Network. Learn more at Provident.bank, member FDIC. See if Carlos Rodon can throw another 1-2-3 inning. In fact, he's retired the last 5 men that he's faced. Down 5-2, we play bottom of the 4th. And this will be the bottom third of the Mets batting order with Luis Torrens leading off, right-hand hitting catcher. When Dominguez just ran back into straightaway left field. I don't know, he was over towards the line and all of a sudden was galloping to get in his defensive position. 0-1. Pitch down low, 0-2. Make that 1-1, beg your pardon, 1-1. Torrens flat out to Dominguez, first time up. Shadow's starting to creep in towards the mound. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 2. 5 runs, 3 hits for the Mets. Grand slam in the first by Nimmo. RBI single Marte in the second. The Yankees have home runs from Chisholm and Wells.
Let's see where Rodon is. 65 pitches. He does hang in there.
2-1. Doesn't have to contend with the heat like it was in Cincinnati. Yeah. Swing and a foul back.
Indeed.
2-2. Hey, I tip my captain. He goes 6 in that game. In that heat and that humidity. Bottom of the fourth, brought to you by Cars for Kids, 877 Cars for Kids. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today. 2-2 to Luis Torrens. And a pitch. Check swing, did he go? Did not, as they check with John Bacon, umpired first, 3-2.
Scoreboard brought to you by Food Bazaar Supermarket. Shop local, eat global with Food Bazaar Supermarket. Final, Minnesota beat Tampa Bay 6-5. You want to know how they did that? Walk-off squeeze bunt.
Ooh, old school. Was it extra frames?
No.
Okay. Just wondering. Wow.
Minnesota
Who got the bunt then?
I got to look up. I don't know. But that's...
Wow. Good for them.
Good for them is right.
Yeah.
You got a lot of people that can do that. What? Excuse me? Brooks Lee. Did he put it down, or is he the one that scored? Was Bader on third?
3-2. Bader can run a little bit. Foul ball.
Cody Clemens hit his 10th home run. He's been very productive for them since they picked him up.
Hey, good for Rocco Baldelli and company.
Oh, Buxton scored. Of course he did. Right. See, that's part of the game with Royce Lewis and with Buxton when they're not hurt. You've got that there too. And Bader can run, obviously.
3-2 here to Torrens, putting up a fight. Bouncing ball left side. Jazz cuts in front of Volpe. Throws and on the money. To get a hustling Torrens for out number one.
3-3 bottom of the seventh, Angels and Toronto. George Springer hit another homer, 13th. Jack Kohanovitz went 5 1/3. Max Scherzer went 4, giving up 2 runs on 5 hits. He did walk 3, struck out 4. They're all tied up at 3. 5-3, Baltimore's leading Atlanta, bottom of the fourth. They're in Atlanta.
Rodon to face Jeff McNeil, lefty on lefty here. Second baseman for the Mets. First pitch in the dirt and outside, ball 1.
Other games that have been going on, St. Louis beat the Cubs 8-6. St. Louis scored 5 runs in the top of the 8th inning.
1-0 pitch. Line drive right to Bellinger at first. Low screamer, 2 down.
And 9-1, Boston is leading Washington. They're only in the 4th inning. Sedan Rafael has had his 10th home run. Walker Buehler against Mitchell Parker. Cincinnati leading Philadelphia 1-0 in the 5th. Will Benson had his 7th. Arizona leading Kansas City 2-0 there in the 4th. Everything else is later.
Watching highlights this morning, there were so many runs scored last night or yesterday. Here's a pitch to Tyrone Taylor in there for strike. Taylor reached on an E5, a throwing error by Jez Chisholm. Came around to score on the Marte single. That was back in the 2nd inning. Here's Yoan. He's right-hand hitter. Swings and bounces one foul, third base side.
We've seen a lot of scores this year. 13-1.
18-1 last night.
18-1. Yep, that's been going on.
I'd say, you know what? I think the turn with the calendar turning into summer and the weather, being hot, the ball was carrying like crazy at Wrigley Field yesterday. 8 home runs by the Cubs. Sound like the Cardinals turned it around on them today. 2 out, nobody on here, bottom 4. We're at Citi Field. 5-2 lead for the Mets. Here's a pitch from Rodon. Fastball with some anger on it, some hair on it. Strike 3 called. Good job by Rodon. He's retired the last 8. And he got to get him some runs. It's 5-2 Mets. Here on WFAN, Yankees Radio, driven by Jeep.
Well, we certainly served it up over the plate. This is a burger fit for a home run king, the 99 burger in honor of Aaron Judge. They sell a bazillion of these at Yankee Stadium. It looks pretty good. I feel like we passed the test. What about you?
I think so. Now, representing the organization, Jim Leland and A.J. Hinch are presenting Miggy with a customized set of cleats made by...
Yankees looking to get something going here in the fifth inning against Frankie Montas. Top of the fifth, it's 5-2 Mets over the Yankees. Here's Jason Dominguez to lead off. He's grounded out to Pete Alonso. First time up, batting lefty, and he looks at the pitch inside for ball one. He's having a good run here. Came into today's game 12 for his last 25. Couple home runs in yesterday's ball game. 6-5 Met win. Here's pitch from Montas. Broken bat up the middle. Charging is Lindor. A lot of English on that ball. Throws the first just in time to get the always hustling Dominguez. Good play, both ends. Top of the fifth, brought to you by Elect 825, building our future.
The transfer from Lindor from the glove to the throwing hand, absolutely perfect. But look where that throw is, right at the chest. Tremendous shortstop. Frankie Montas pointing at him and cheering. Great play.
And this is good. Laz Diaz just saw bat shards from that exploded bat off Dominguez bat. He saw it, said it Luis Torrens. They went up to get it on the first base side, first base line. Here is Volpe, first pitch to him. Right-hand hitter, and it's up high, ball one. Montas struck him out working inside last time. Got him to swing and miss on a fastball running in on him. Montas rocks into his windup. The 1-0. Fastball dotted the outside corner for strike, 1-1.
96 right there, right on that corner.
Infield straight up. Outfield to the right, just a touch for Volpe. His next pitch, swung on and hit right at Tyrone Taylor. He was played perfectly. Moves over to his left about 3 steps, 2 down.
Another line shot. Wow.
So Montas on a pretty good roll here. Retired the last 8 that he's faced.
Well, this is what they've needed. This bullpen is another bullpen on fumes. Montas will get through 5 if he gets the next batter.
2 down here in the top of the fifth. Here's Wells. Good to see him back. He homered last time up on a 1-2 pitch. Screaming line drive right field. He pops this one up and it's playable in the infield. Converging is McNeil. Makes a one-hand catch. And Montas has retired the last 9 that he's faced. We go bottom 5. It's the Mets 5, Yankees 2 on WFAN Yankees Radio, driven by...
Call 1-800-8-million.
Past results don't predict future outcomes. Manhattan, Long Island.
The Bet365 real-time money line is now plus 700 for the Yankees and minus 1,200 for the Mets, powered by Bet365. Gambling problem? 1-800-GAMBLER.
Carlos Rodon has retired the last 8 men that he's faced. See if he can stay on this role and see if he can eventually get some help. It's 5-2 Mets. Rodon, boy, got trouble first inning. Leadoff double, walk, sacrifice bunt by Juan Soto. Yeah, sacrifice bunt Juan Soto, seriously. There was a walk to Alonso, and then Nimmo on a 1-2 pitch hit a grand slam to right field. They got an RBI single from Marte in the second.
Montas, that was a 6-pitch inning, by the way.
Here is Marte again, and he looks at pitch inside, ball 1. Marte, Lindor, and Soto here in the bottom of the 5th.
Yankee fans shop the New Era Authentic Collection at Yankees Team Store and neweracap.com.
Marte, right-hand hitter, looks at a fastball for strike.
New Era, the official on-field cap of Major League Baseball. So Frankie Montas giving them the kind of length that they weren't expecting, but got anyway.
1-1 pitch, ball hit up the middle. Backhanded by Peraza, throws across his body, dug out by Bellinger, nice play. Oswald Peraza going hard towards the bag and behind the bag and completes the play, and Billy digs it out. Nicely done.
And just a tremendous infielder. He can play anywhere, second, third, short. And use the bounce because he was going backwards. That's a very tough play. Bellinger, of course, got it on went down on one knee, got it perfectly.
9 consecutive retired. I remember when that song was new. Here's a pitch to Lindor, down low, ball 1. And it sounds just as good as it did years ago. Lindor walking a strikeout, 0 for 1. Pitch upstairs, way upstairs, 2-0. Lindor to be followed by Juan Soto. Bottom of the 5th, brought to you by Key Food and their family of supermarkets. Here's Rodon, 2-0. Bounce the breaking ball in there, 3-0. Lindor and Rodon have seen a lot of each other over the years. Lindor came in 10 for 38, a 263 clip with 2 homers against Carlos. 3-0 pitch. Fastball right down the middle. No!
Whoa.
Last Diaz said it was too low. And Rodon had the same question on his face as I've had in my voice. That looked like it was right down the middle. Ball 4. Yankee fans boo, Met fans cheer. The appearance of Juan Soto.
Juan Soto, whatever was going on when he was at Yankee Stadium, that Juan Soto was gone. That last Met series, he's back to where he was.
And here's a first pitch strike. I was talking to Lindor about that, and he said, hey, he's in a supportive group. Not that he wasn't over with the Yankees, but he's just calmed down and he's got used to the daily routine with this ball club and this whole cast of characters. Big part of his comfort level, and the numbers show the last 6 weeks. 0-1 pitch. Outside, 0-1. His last 26 games coming into today. 360, 10 homers, 19 runs batted in, 24 runs scored. Kind of productive, huh?
Yeah.
Here's the 1-1. Fastball away, 2 balls, 1 strike. By the way, that walk to Lindor, that was the 3rd walk by Rodon this afternoon. Two balls, 1 strike. Infield pulled around hard to the right. Runner goes, got a good break. Here's the throw. It's a pitch out. And down to second is the throw from Wells at a little bit late. And stolen base for Lindor. He is now 14 out of 16.
Yeah, and underneath the tag was not a bad throw at all, but he just got underneath the tag. As he got a really good break.
And the pitch was a strike to Soto, so the count's 2-2.
Gets that oven mitt in. It's that light purple that matches the trim on the cap and on the uniform.
Yeah, they're wearing
That,
Battleship Gray today. Here's the pitch. Down low as Soto gets out of the way. Count runs full. One out, one on, runner at second. And the pitch from Rodon. Swing and a miss. Held on by Wells as Soto giving him the business there. And Wells just looks at him as Soto heads back to the first base dugout. Strikeout number 4 for Rodon. 2 down here in the 5th.
okay, Lindor, that was his 100th steal as a Met. And all those years in Cleveland, he had 99. So he's now more steals with the Met with Cleveland. He hasn't been here that long. He's been here half as long.
Here's Pete, a walk and a strikeout. Alonso, right-hand hitter. And Lindor gets back to second base as Rodon steps off the bag for a moment, off the slate for a second. And pickoff attempt. Lindor read it all the way, was back way before the ball got there. Peraza covering. So Rodon has retired 10 of the last 11. So 5-2 Met lead, bottom 5. Here's the pitch. Bounced up, wild pitch. Ricochets back to Wells, but he has no throw as Lindor gets the third standing up. Boy, that was 57 feet, and Wells had no chance.
So, a wild pitch there.
Ball 1 here to Pete Alonso. 2 out. And Lindor, he's at third. Here's a pitch. Hit a long way. Right field. Judge going back. Goodbye. Pete Alonso, Oppo power. 2-run shot. 7-2 Mets here in the 5th. For Pete, home run number 19. RBI 69 and 70.
On the roof of what they call that little party section out there, their field level seats next to the bullpen. Exit velocity 106 miles an hour. That landed right on the roof.
That's some strength right there.
Yeah.
So Pete Alonso drives one the other way. Lindor scores in front of him. Second home run hit by the Mets today. They got a grand slam from Nimmo, who's at the dish right now, back in the first inning.
And the habit of Rodon giving up home runs is really...
We saw a lot of that in the early part of the season. First pitch strike to Nimmo.
It's really reared its ugly head here. He was so good for a while, but that was his problem when he first got here, is those home runs. He is a fly ball pitcher. We do know that.
Here's a pitch, swung on, sliced into left field, off the bat of Nimmo. Dominguez will get it back in. It is not going well here. Second hit for Nimmo. So 2 outs, 2 runs in. Here comes Mark Vientos, right-hand hitting third baseman. Twice grounded out to Volpe. Rodon in trouble. 7 runs on 5 hits for the Mets. 2 runs, 2 hits for the Yankees. Both home runs by Chisholm and by Wells. Subway Series at 2 games apiece, and the Mets in charge here right now.
Now it's Now it's 18 of the 20 runs scored in this series via the home run. That's amazing.
20. My
amazing.
1-0. Runner goes, got a great break. Here's the throw by Wells. Side-on throw down, not in time. Stolen base for Nimmo. He's 9 out of 10.
And these are on Rodon. These are not on Wells. Rodon slow to the plate, and now they've decided, now that they're a little more ahead, they're going to start using that. And once again, same left hand in there first. And Rodon is slow to the plate. These throws by Wells are very good.
2-0. And a pitch. Fastball outside. 3-0 to Vientos.
So Alonso just hit his 656th career RBI. He just passed Mike Piazza for third most as a Met in franchise history, getting up to some big names is Mr. Alonso.
3-0. There's a strike. 3-1. Grand slam Nimmo, 2-run homer Alonso, an RBI by Marte, the scoring for the Mets in the 7-2 lead. Here's the 3-1. Hit hard right at Peraza. Peraza knocked him down right behind the bag, and that'll do it for the Mets. They get a 2-run homer from Alonso to take the lead to 7-2 over the Yankees.
So without further ado, snap on your time goggles and prepare to zoom 1,000 years into the future. The D-backs are still the D-backs, though now they're represented by a robotic techno-snake, and the Cubs have embraced their future amongst the stars, now being represented by Ursa Major. Minneapolis was the first to establish relations with our extraterrestrial friends. The Rays are the cosmic rays flying through space in their devil ray-shaped spacecraft. Frankie Montas is still out there as we go to the 6th. And I say that with a little surprise in my voice, given how the game is played these days. Getting to the 5th or 6th inning is considered a big deal. First pitch, fastball to Peraza's in there for a strike.
Step up to the plate with confidence with the Jeep brand's newest MVP, the luxurious all-electric Jeep Wagoneer S. Visit Jeep.com and see your local Jeep brand dealer for great deals. They needed Montas. That bullpen's fried.
Next pitch to Peraza. It's outside, 1-1. It'll be Peraza. Grisham and Judge, 9-1-2 for the Yankees. They've got 2 hits. A home run by Jazz Chisholm in the 2nd, and a leadoff homer by Wells in the 3rd. That's it. Next pitch, way out in front of a breaking ball. 1-2. Montas has not walked anybody. He struck out 2. Meanwhile, on the other side of the ledger, Rodon has walked 3, and they've all scored.
Yep.
This pitch hit on the ground. Lindor to his left. Gathers, throws, spins, dug out. Safe. Too much speed by Peraza. Good looking play, though. Nice dig by Alonso at first. That'll be a base hit.
They were thinking of looking at it, but they're not. Beautiful play by Lindor. Gets it and turns and throws, but Peraza can really run. They were thinking of looking at it.
Not a whole bunch of shortstop to make that play like Lindor just did.
He's terrific.
Trent Grisham ready to stand in here.
Okay,
Trent 0 for 2 with a bounce back to the pitcher in a flat center.
All right, someone is up there. It's really dark down there. You can't really see. But there was a right-hander throwing for the Yanks.
Grisham, left-hand hitter against the righty. Montas swings and pops one to left field. Nimmo's got good speed. He's coming on. Slides, can't get it. And a good read by Peraza. He was about 2/3 of the way towards second and gets into second base without a problem after that ball dropped in front of Nimmo.
And he played that really well because he could have gotten back if need be.
Well, here comes Aaron Judge, and if there was overtime, you need the captain to go large. This is one of them. Lead of the order for the Yankees, presented by Chef IQ Sets, a cooking thermometer that pairs with your phone and ensures you never over or undercook your chicken, fish, or meat again. Buy one at chefiq.com. So far today, the captain has grounded out to short and struck out on a 2-2 pitch. Yankee fans coming to life at 7-2. Couple of men aboard. Montas checks the runner at second. A pitch. Half swing. And he got fooled, and that's going to be strike one to Judge.
On breaking pitch after breaking pitch. Runners in scoring position. Aaron Judge, 24 for 67. That's 358. 4 homers and 33 ribbies.
Couple of men aboard here now. And nobody out. The 0-1. Taken outside. 1-1. As recently as May 3rd, the Yankees were 4th in the major leagues runners in scoring position. They are now 21st. 1-1 here to Judge. A lot of room out there. And the pitch taken down low and outside, ball 2. 2-1.
Well, the fastball that he's throwing is going to be nowhere near the zone. That was low. Let's see if he comes at him. Now, if you're looking at the monitor, and there's a Band-Aid over Judge's eye. He was evidently hit with an errant ball from somewhere on his own team before the game.
2-1 pitch. Swung on, hit down the third base line, backhanded by Vientos. Tries to go to the bag and throws over instead to first, and they just get Judge going up the line hard. Runners at second and third. He does move them up with 1 out.
I wonder about that. Couldn't he have just run the third base?
He couldn't get it. He didn't think he had enough time.
Well, I know he didn't think so.
He was like 2 steps away.
Let's see. He's right there.
He was deep. He was really deep.
No, he got it. He was 1 step away there. He just barely got that. No, look.
Oh, Petey hung on to the bag. But from my view, I'm looking at Vientos was 2-3 steps away from the bag. He said, I got to get it out, and that's why I threw to first. Here's Bellinger. Here's the pitch. Swinging a breaking ball down in the dirt. There's 1 out. You got runners at second and third. Peraza.
Wait, now you can really see that bandage.
Peraza's at second. You got Grisham. And now timeout being used by Bellinger. Peraza's at third and Grisham at second. Nice to pick up a couple right here in the 6th inning. It's 7-2 Mets. And the 0-1 to Bellinger. Swung on a little punch shot. That's going to get down in left center field. Peraza held up, but he's going to score, and right behind him is Grisham. Digging for second, and sliding in safely. Cody Bellinger with a 2-run double. So Cody Bellinger tightens things up here. It's 7-4 Mets in the 6th inning.
And they were trying to get as much, and now they're going to the bullpen. They're trying to get as much out of the starter as they can. That was not a terrible pitch. Cody Bellinger went down and got that. It was almost on the ground when he did it. Just got enough so that he could get it into center field.
Great hustle on that little flare there. And Cody steamed into second. His first hit today, and he's been swinging the bat really well. His last 15 games he came in on a 348 clip.
And Richard Lovelady, the left-hander, is up in the Mets pen. As Jeremy Hefner goes out and is talking to him, and here comes Laz Diaz, so they're giving Lovelady a little bit more chance. I know that Carlos Mendoza is trying to get as much as he can out of his starters. And Bellinger now with an 11-game hit streak.
Well, here's an opportunity for Ben Rice, who's 0 for 2, fly to left and a fly to right field. He's got 1 hit career against Montas. It was a home run. You got Bellinger at second and Lindor holding him close to the bag. Here's the pitch to Rice, inside, ball 1. Liros Transportation Group, providing executive transportation worldwide at Liros. They drive people who drive business. Visit Liros at tg.com.
Actually, the Mets broadcast just was Judge walking in and somebody hit him right on the side of the head with an errant baseball.
His ground ball pulled down the first base side. That is a foul ball. Vehement call by John Bacon, first base umpire, who was deep on the first base line and had a good look at it. 1-1. Those 2 RBIs by Bellinger gives him 47 on the season. Ben Rice has got a 1-1 count. Lindor, the shortstop, is holding Bellinger real close. Here's a pitch. Swing on a fly ball, playable, right center field. And Taylor under it, and he makes the catch. Bellinger scoots back to second base, 2 down. And that's going to bring up Jazz Chisholm Jr. Home run and a fly to center.
And here comes Carlos Mendoza. So Jazz comes out, and they're going to bring in the lefty, Lovelady, as Carlos Mendoza walks. He got more than he could have hoped for from Frankie Montas. And this pitching change and this slowdown in action is brought to you by Izervay.
Hey everyone, Boomer here. How long have I been talking about the Chef IQ Sense wireless thermometer?
A lot of baseball fans have some familiarity with the T206 American Tobacco card set. Of course, features the famous Hannes Wagner card. What we have here are 3 cards from the lesser known.
Sponsored by River Spring Living. I've seen firsthand what makes life at River Spring Living special. Visit riverspringliving.org today. The new pitcher is the lefty Richard Lovelady. Been with a couple of teams. He's 0-1 with an ERA of 11.37. Been in 5 games this year within 2 teams. Only 6 1/3 innings. 8 runs on 8 hits. He's given up a home run, 4 walks, and 7 strikeouts. Batters hitting .320 off of Richard Lovelady.
The only 2 Mets he's at. Mets. The only 2 Yankees he's faced, Judge and LeMahieu. LeMahieu's not in the game, and Judge won't see him for another turn through the order. So he's going to face Jazz Chisholm. Will be his first hitter.
We saw him when he was with Kansas City. He came out of that pen in Kansas City.
Bottom of the 5th is brought to you by Key Food and their family of supermarkets.
2 scoreless outings and 5 appearances. Got hit around the last time he was out.
Yankees with 2 on the board here in the top of the 6th. 7-4 lead for the Mets. 2 outs. Runner at second is Cody Bellinger. He doubled into moments ago. And now here's Jazz Chisholm. Bellinger, good speed. He's out at second. They're not holding him as close now. Here's the pitch. And it's a fastball. Top of the zone for strike. Lovelady from that third base side of the rubber. Here's the 0-1. And the pitch. Inside, and Jazz just gets out of the way. So Richard Lovelady getting the call here for the Mets. He's out of Hinesville, Georgia, at the Kennesaw State University. Here's pitch, swing, and a foul off of. Looked like foul off of Les Diaz, home plate umpire.
Get a little sidearm action going. Only 84 miles an hour with that breaking pitch.
Loveladies in his sixth big league season. Kansas City, Cubs, Tampa Bay, Toronto, and now the Mets. 1-2 to Jazz. Runner at second. Here's pitch. Slow bouncer, third base side. Lovelady fields, throws right on the money to first base to Alonso, and that'll retire the side. The Yankees get 2 runs on.
You know, in Boston, every now and then, you'll do those throwback days where you bring out the big baggy jerseys, and the baggier, the better. When I broke into the league, everybody was wearing really baggy pants, and then as the years go along, I started wearing these skinny, mini, tight pants that looked like they were painted on. So by the time I was with Boston, I really wanted to wear the baggier, the better. We just wanted to be flying around in the outfield there, having a good time.
Right now we pause for station identification on WFAN Yankees Radio. Back here at Citi Field, Yankees have closed the gap at 7-4 now, and Scott Efros takes over coming out of the bullpen.
And he was in yesterday, so for the second straight day, Efros is in. Is this bullpen also kind of fried? This is what happens when pitchers don't go games. We're not even an all-star game, and a couple of people's bullpens are totally burnt out.
So I don't get excited when people tell me guys go 5 and 6. You need them to go 6 and 7. First pitch. Terens, the catcher, looks at a breaking ball for a strike. Bottom third of the order for the Mets. Terens, McNeil, and Taylor in the 7-4 Met lead. Efros, a right-hander, and pitch fouled back just in front of us. Efros, 6'2", 202, 31 years old, out of Twinsburg, Ohio, and Indiana University.
Drive Around the League brought to you by Lero's Transportation Group, driving people who drive business. Javian Sandridge, we haven't seen him yet. He's been up a couple of times, hasn't gotten in. He's a lefty. He's warming up now for the Yankees.
Luis Terens, 0 for 2, fly to left and a ground out to third. He's behind 0-2 to Efros. Efros. And that'll work. Good start for Efros. One down here in the sixth.
There's that squeeze bunt we talked about before. 6-5, Minnesota beats Tampa in the bottom of the ninth inning. They got that run. Right. They're in the 10th now. The Angels and Toronto tied 3 apiece. Also, in the top of the sixth, all tied up, Baltimore at Atlanta. Lots of home runs in that game, too. Tyler O'Neill, Jordan Westbrook, and Colton Cowser for Baltimore. Austin Riley and Matt Olson for Atlanta.
Here's Jeff McNeil, the second baseman, batting in the 8th spot. Lined out to second, lined out to third. Pops this one up left field, long here. Run for Dominguez. He's got plenty of space. Runs it down, no problem. And there's 2 down.
Nice quick 4 pitches, 2 outs by Scott Efros.
So Rodon, 5 innings of 5 hits, 7 run ball, 6 earned. 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, and 2 home runs.
And staying in the American League, Boston is leading Washington now 9-3. They are in the 7th in Washington.
Quick 2 outs, and here's Tyrell Taylor. Reached on an error by Jazz Chisholm, came around to score in the 2nd, and struck out looking. First pitch up high, ball 1. Rodon got into early trouble. A couple of walks led to a grand slam and a 4-0 lead after 1. Pitch missing just outside. Ball 2. New York Rivalry Weekend presented by All Electric Jeep Wagoneer S. Step up to the plate with confidence with Jeep brand's newest MVP, the All Electric Jeep Wagoneer S. Next pitch, an off-speed pitch misses away. For ball 3, so 2 quick outs. We see this a lot. 2 quick outs, then he can't find a plate. And this is the 9-hole hitter, Tyrone Taylor. Came in hitting at 213. There's a pitch inside corner for a strike. 3-1.
And throwing that breaking pitch 89. He had a great fastball, great slider. Before he got hurt, he was very effective when he first came over from the Cubs. A lot of injury problems.
Next pitch. Front door breaking ball. That worked again. 3-2. So he's a strike away from going 1-2-3 here in the 6th. Quick worker off Ross out of the stretch. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. And fastball strike 3 called, and Taylor knew it. Nice work by Efros. 1-2-3 against the bottom third of the order. We go top 7. Shadows really starting to take over here at Citi Field, where the Mets have a 7-4 lead on the Yankees as we go to the top of the 7th. And the Yankees will have Jason Dominguez, Anthony Volpe, and Austin Wells coming up. Richard Lovelady still in there for the Mets. Dominguez, 2 groundouts today. Batting right-hander, looks at first pitch strike. Here's the next pitch. Swing and a miss. Pretty good fastball. 0-2. 7 runs, 5 hits. No errors for the Mets. And for the Yankees, 4 runs, 5 hits, and an error. Grand slam by Nimmo. 2-run homer by Alonso. The big blows for the Mets. Next pitch inside to Dominguez.
Melinda's the best hot sauce in the game. Now bringing a grand slam of heat and flavor to Yankee Stadium. Bold heat, real flavor. Set your mouth on flavor.
0-2 strikes. Here's pitch up high, 2-2. Mentioned the shadows on the batter and partially on the pitcher. 2-2. Swing and a foul tip held on by Terrence. Strikeout for Lovelady. One away here in the 7th.
And the veteran Chris Davensky is warming up for the Mets. When he was good with Houston, boy, that's a long time ago, though. He was awfully good.
Very good and very consistent. Yeah. Volpe has struck out and lined out the center. First pitch. Somebody's been overserved, huh? There's the first pitch outside, ball 1.
She said, get a hit. Anything, please. I don't care. Just get a hit.
1-0 to Volpe. Right-hand hitter against the lefty Lovelady. Looks at the pitch up and in. Volpe trying to get out of the muck and mire of a slump. Fastball up under his hands for a strike, 2-1. The 0 for 2 today is now 4 for his last 26. The 2-1. Swinging foul back. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, Brian Hoke of MLB.com have said the Yankees have signed infielder Jaime Candelario to a minor league contract, and he's at Scranton. He was just released, wherever he was. Cincinnati, that's right.
We were just there, right as we got there.
Yep.
2-2. There's the pitch. Swing on yank foul. Look out into Cameron, third base side. Yeah, I think right as we got there.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah. He was.
And his one had big years, right? He had a couple of big years.
Long time ago. He was 9 for 80.
2-2, way inside the Volpe. 3-2.
113.
The Lovelady walking to the back of the mound. Stretch the arm out. His face is in sunshine. His arm is not. Here's a pitch. Swung on a fly ball. Deep left field. Got a chance. Going way back. And there it goes. Anthony Volpe with a home run. His 10th. And the Yankees inch closer again. It's now 7-5.
And that's going to make him feel good to get that. There was no doubt about that. Nimmo took about 2 steps and then watched it.
Volpe checks in another home run in this series. 3rd home run today by the Yankees. They hit 4 last night.
That's how they've been scoring their runs. And Lovelady just went down and in on Volpe. And that landed right about the 4th row.
The 1 out, a run in, 7-5 ball game now. Here's Wells. He homered his first time up. Second time. He popped out the second. Takes a big swing and a miss.
And here come the Yankee fans again. Let's go Yankees. The Yanks within 2 now. 7-5 creeping back in.
Well within striking distance. 1 out here in the 7th. 3rd home run today. Chisholm, Wells, and now Volpe. The Lovelady take a little time. It's pitch clock violation, so it makes the count 1-1. There's the pitch. Swing and a big miss. Tried to drive it. Plenty of noise here at Citi Field. Yankees trying to stage a comeback, trying to even this series at a game apiece. They lost 6-5 last night. 1-2. Hit up the third baseline well. Foul fielded by third base coach Luis Rojas. Good to see Volpe. Yep. Ride one out of here. Here's the 1-2 to Wells. The pitch. Swung on and fouled just behind home plate. Frankie Montas started 5 2/3 for the Mets. 5 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs all earned. No walks, 2 strikeouts, and a couple of home runs. Here's Wells, 1-2 pitch, down low. 2-2.
All those breaking pitches are down low.
One out, nobody on, and a run in. 2-2 here to Wells, the pitch.
Oh.
Fastball outside, 3-2. We got Oswald Peraza on deck. Wells back in there. Lovelady from the third base side of the rubber. Infield pulled around to the right. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul at home plate. Foul ball.
Yeah, you got on the bench. You got Stanton on the bench. You got Goldschmidt on the bench.
Volpe's first home run since June 21 against Baltimore back home at the stadium in a 9-0 win. Here comes the 3-2. And the pitch. Put in play right back to the pitcher, Lovelady. And underhand shovel to the first baseman, Alonso, for out number 2.
And I think Peraza is going back.
I'm not
indeed.
surprised. Yeah, not surprised at all.
And that's TJ LeMahieu
Yes,
who's
it
coming
is.
up. Well, and he'll leave it. And here comes Carlos Mendoza. I told you, Chris Davinsky is up there. They've had the 3 batters. So, and Boone knows this. So, do you want Peraza against Lovelady or DJ against Chris Davinsky?
So Rockies is really like where my major league career really took off. It was a special time in my life, 7 years with the team. And this jersey in particular, 2018 postseason patch on it here. So I've always kept all these jerseys with the patch on them because that's what it's all about. It's getting to the playoffs and trying to win the championship. The black jersey with the cutoff, not a lot of teams rock the cutoff anymore, but this is a jersey we wore all the time in Colorado.
Be in the middle of New York to display a card like this is really such a big part of the Fanatics mission. We think about how do we create new experiences. Now we get the opportunity to put incredible Holy Grail cards.
Hard for wages and benefits that open the path to the middle class that every hardworking American deserves. Laborers Local 731. Feel the power.
And that call to the bullpen also brought to you by 877 Cars for Kids. That's car with a K to donate your car today. Well, the veteran Chris Davinsky, who is now 34 years old, almost 35 here, he was recalled from Syracuse before the game yesterday. It's his 4th stint up and down. He last pitched for the Mets on June 22nd. At Philadelphia, hitless inning of relief. He throws a great changeup. Well, this is when he was at Houston. He was unhittable. As he's gotten older, he has not been unhittable.
Well, DJ LeMahieu, 3 for 3 with a homer against Davinsky. Here's the first pitch. Outside, ball 1.
He used to have a great changeup. 4-seamer we used to set up a cutter and a slider, and now he's got a sweeper that he uses a lot. 3 for 3 and a home
254.
run.
There's a base hit. Right field. Soto going to try to throw him out at first. Oh, he just missed getting LeMahieu, who turned on the Jets the last 4 or 5 steps. That was a heck of a play by Soto as he's coming in to get the ball. He's got the play right in front of him. And Alonso went to the bag. He fired a strike.
Well, they were thinking about it. He put his hand. He said, nah, it's too close. They're not going to look at it. So,
heck of a play by Soto. And good hustle by DJ getting up that line. He saw it too. The play was in front of both of these guys. So he's now 4 for 4 against Davinsky. 2 out, 1 on. Top of the order, here's Grisham. 1 for 3 with a run scored. Got a base hit to left. Last time up in the 6th. Here's pitch. In there for a strike.
They're showing that again on. We've got SNY. Yes, he's got him by a step. It wasn't even as close as we thought with the naked eye. He was really there quickly.
Grisham 1 for 3 against Davinsky. DJ not a burner at first. Here's a pitch. Missed inside. He had Grisham ducking away. And the count goes to 1-1. We're in the top of the 7th, a 7-5. Met lead, but the Yankees threaten. Tying run is at the plate in the person of Trent Grisham. There's 2 down. There's the ball put in play right back to the pitcher. First base side, a little dart throw over to first for the out. But the Yankees do get a little bit closer with the home run by Volpe, his first since June 21st against Baltimore. 7-5 ball game. We go bottom 7 here at Citi Field on WFAN Yankees Radio, driven by Jeep.
Step up to the plate with confidence with the Jeep brand's newest MVP.
And if you want a Cy Young, 73, 5, and 6, I've got an extra 5. And then it says, has worked as a TV commentator. You know, and I did start back in 1978. I did the Yankees and the Red Sox playing the one-game playoff. And ABC said if the Yankees win, Reggie will play, and then you'll go broadcast with Howard Cosell and Keith Jackson. And that's how I started my broadcast. And that's the Bucky Dent home run. So every time I see Bucky Dent, I go, thank you for making me a broadcaster.
Marte. Scott Efros continues for the Yankees as we play bottom 7. Mauricio, 1 for 4. DHs last night, and he sends one up the middle. Base hit, right center field. Out of the box, Hardy's thinking 2. He's going to. Here's a throw, not in time. A head first dive.
Well,
didn't seem to be too much urgency out there to get that, and he was reading it all the way. It brings up Lindor. Mets with a 7-5 lead. And the All-Star Lindor is going to bat left-handed against Efros. So leadoff guy is aboard. Here's Lindor. 2 walks, a strikeout. He's got a stolen base. Line drive center field. That's going to get down. Mauricio got a good start. Grisham charges, bobbles the ball out there. Mauricio scores. Taking the extra base. Head first slide. Lindor, he's in safely.
So that should be a single and an error on Grisham, allowing Lindor to get to second base. But everything in the middle of the plate here, everything is a little up. These past couple of pitches going into this inning. And here comes Aaron Boone.
So base hit to center, RBI, takes second, E8, second error today for the Yankees.
And we'll be back after this on WFAN Yankees Radio.
Hey everyone, Boomer here. How long have I been talking about the Chef IQ Sense wireless thermometer? You know how much I love it, but check out what one of our listeners says. It's phenomenal. You want to make a brisket, you look at your phone, and your mouth starts watering when you've got 20 minutes left. Phenomenal. The Chef IQ Sense is the wireless cooking thermometer that
Years old, out of the Baltimore organization. Big guy. He has great stuff. He has little control problems. He's been at Scranton, but this is his major league debut. 26-year-old JVN Sandwich.
And what a spot he's facing. Perennial all-star Juan Soto. Soto today delivered a sacrifice bunt in the first inning, popped out to Jazz at third, and a strikeout. Sandridge, first batter in the big leagues, is Juan Soto, man at second. Nobody out. 8-5 Mets, first pitch inside, ball one.
Can you imagine waiting all these years to make a major league debut and you come in and there's Juan Soto facing you?
And he needs an out big time.
13 games at all three levels. 13 games, ERA of a little over 2.
From the stretch, checks the runner at second. They keep him close. Here's the pitch. Lefty on lefty, and there's a strike. Soto didn't like it. 1-1.
95-mile-an-hour fastball, and as we've seen, Soto shaking his hand. Nope, it was not a strike, he says.
Sandridge comes set. Didn't check the runner. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Wow. A breaking ball, top of the zone. 1-2.
84 miles an hour. From Hagerstown, Maryland, Orioles' 32nd pick in 2018 out of Mercerburg, Pennsylvania High School.
So 1-2. Nobody out. A run in, runner at second. A pitch to Soto. Swing and a fouled off. Way left side off the facing of the third deck.
Went through all three levels this year. 1-1, 2 saves, and a 2.35 ERA.
Sandridge would love to get him right here. Get Soto, the 1-2 pitch. Fastball way upstairs and way outside. 2-2. You got Pete Alonso on deck.
26 strikeouts in 15 innings pitched, but that's 3 levels of the minor leagues.
Welcome to the show, big fella. Here's the 2-2 to Soto, the pitch. Missed outside. Soto's got the good eye. We knew that.
Yeah, 97. He's got a good arm. See, Wells is trying to hold it there, trying to frame that.
So 3-2 in his first time around here in the major leagues. Juan Soto against Sandridge. Here's the 3-2. Did he go? Did not. Ball 4.
No.
The runners at first and second. A run in. Nobody out. It's going to bring up Pete Alonso. And Pete already having a pretty good day here with a 2-run homer opposite field back in the 5th inning. He's also struck out and walked. Runs scored. So he's 1 for 2. 2 runs scored. 2 RBI. Wells going through the defensive sides for the infield. First and second, nobody out. 8-5 Mets. There's the pitch. Swung on high drive, left field.
Oh boy.
Gone way out. 8 rows back. Pete Alonso, 3-run homer. Double figures for the Mets. 8-5, his second. 11-5, beg your pardon. His second home run today. This is a 3-run shot. It's a 5 RBI day, 3 times scored for Pete. Wow.
And this is getting embarrassing between lack of pitching and sloppy defense.
Boy, they're putting it on him. 3-run, no doubt about it. Pete Alonso, 2 home runs today, gives him 20. The 5 RBI total takes him to 73.
So 31 career games against the Yankees, 31 RBIs, 11 homers in 31 games.
There's a fastball that gets away from everybody and ricochets off the wall, and then ricochets past the pitching mound on the first base side. As Sanders is stalking around the mound, he's stomping mad.
Well, you don't understand it. You wait your whole life for your Major League debut, and this is what you throw. He's probably so mad at himself.
First pitch. This is Nimmo. Grand slam and a single. And there's a fastball for a strike. 11-5. Mets, a 4 spot here in the 7th inning. 8 runs on 11 hits. Here's bouncing ball, first base side, foul. Home run story, grand slam Nimmo in the first. Alonso, 2-run homer in the 5th. Alonso, 3-run homer here in the 7th. Not a good day for the Bronx Bombers as the Mets putting on a show. Here's a pitch swung on, hit down the left field line, slicing foul. Nimmo would have had a double out of that had it stayed fair. Counts 1-2. The scoring in front of Alonso, you had Lindor and Soto.
Pete Alonso now at 246, and Darryl Strawberry is next up in the home runs with 252 as a Met.
The 11-5 as we play bottom 7. Pulled foul. First base side. Bad day at the yard for the fellas from the Bronx. Man.
Pete Alonso now has 24 multi-homer games. Darryl 22 and David Wright 21.
There's a pitch to Nimmo in the dirt. 2-2. Three home runs by the Mets. The Yankees have hit 3. There's the 2-2. Swing and a miss with a breaking ball. First Major League strikeout for Sanders. Hope they get that baseball for him. They throw it around the infield and see if they do get it back. See if he throws it. They throw it to him, and Wells is saying, hey, last day I said, hey, there you go.
Yeah, he's
smart.
Right now, he's so upset with himself, he probably doesn't care, but he will.
Oh, he darn sure will care.
Yeah.
His first strikeout in the big leagues. There's one out. And there's Mark Vientos. Swing and a miss to the breaking ball. Another big inning for the Mets. Grand slam in the first. They got had 4 runs here in the 7th. Pitch up and in, almost hitting. 1-1. Vientos today. 2 ground outs to short and a line out to second. He's 0 for 3. His first appearance in the series. He did not play last night. Brett Beatty was at third. His pitch swung on, hit to the right side out of play. 1-2. Still some sunshine here in the ballpark. Right field, first base, a little bit at second base. Here comes the 1-2 and the pitch. Swing on and hit to right, slicing into the stands. So as cold as the Mets were a few days ago, as a matter of fact, last weekend, they were run out of Pittsburgh. They've won 3 straight games coming in and looking good here, 11-5 in the 7th. His pitch swung on and missed. Backdoor breaking ball for strikeout. Second strikeout for Sandridge. 2 outs here in the 7th. And they'll bring up Luis Torrens. Torrens is the 7th man to the plate here in the 7th inning. Torrens, right-hand hitter. Looks a pitch outside, ball 1. Pete Alonso, what a year for him. 3rd in RBIs, 10th in slugging, 4th in hits. Next pitch inside to Torrens. 2-0.
Again, a free agent at the end of the year.
Great bat. He's 4th in extra base hits. He's added all his totals. And 6 in total bases. 2-0. And pitch to Torrens. Swung on and hit foul right side. Maurice today 0 for 3. Fly to left, ground out the 3rd and a strikeout. Been a Mets day here at Citi Field. 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball missed away. Down goes to 3-1. From Sandridge. And the lefty deals. Pitch swung on a foul. Back behind home plate. 2 out, nobody on. 4 runs in. Here in the 7th inning. The Mets a gaudy 5 for 7 runners in scoring position today. Yankees 1 for 4. 3-2 pitch. Here it comes. And back up this way.
Here. Right in front of us. Oh, that's one of those that hit in this deck and bounced back down below.
Be pitch number 7 to Torrens. Sandridge deals. Did he go? Did not. That's ball 4, and it continues. So we've seen 4 walks prior to that one by Yankee pitching, and all 4 of those walks have scored. There's Jeff McNeil. Lined out the 2nd, lined out the 1st, flied out the left. Left-hand hitter. Sandridge's first pitch. Breaking ball missed. Ball 1. Not been a good outing here this afternoon by the ball club. 1-0 pitch up high. 2-0.
Well, one good thing is they just had a close-up on Mets TV of Max Fried. That's one good thing you can think of for tomorrow. Don't know who's pitching for the Mets. They hadn't decided yet.
2-0. Fastball for strike.
I think Mendy was waiting to see who was going to be used in the bullpen.
Yeah, who's going to survive
who's
today.
Who's going to be left.
2-1 to McNeil. 8th man to the plate here in the 7th inning. Sandridge. Oh, it hit him up around the head. Oh, my gosh. Down on his back, the helmet came off. Oh, man.
And he's lying there. He's trying to get out. Laz is telling him to stay down. Laz, and here comes Mendy and the trainer. Laz is telling him, be careful. Now he's starting to sit up. But Laz made him stay there, lie down. Sitting on the ground. Let's see where this is. Yeah. And now this kid that's walking around.
Well, they got a good close-up.
Yeah.
McNeil, and he's putting his gloves back on. He's shaking his head. He's looking up, looks lucid.
Hit him on the bill of the cap, the rim. Didn't hit him flush. It still hurts and rings your bell, as they say. It really does. Hit him on the flap, knocked the helmet up over. He's getting up. And they're patting Sanders on the back. This is terrible for this kid.
That's his shoulder and then part of the brim of the of the helmet. Boone coming out. He's going to make a change.
And Neil seems okay. And we'll be back after this on WFAN Yankees Radio.
Hey, Pinstripe fans, got what it takes to make a real difference? Help people's dreams of parenthood come true and earn up to $2,400 a month as a sperm donor with California Cryobank, the #1 sperm bank in the world. If you're 19 to 38, healthy, and can work in the U.S., find out if you...
A snack that Freddie cannot resist.
I would have to say chips and guacamole. Organic mango, yep.
Is that because of the strong Dominican contingent in the major leagues, bro? Has anybody ever struck out and gone crazy and smashed the cooler full of mangoes?
Nah, our team's not really into smashing each other's stuff, I guess.
Are you a seasoning guy? You like to drown your stuff in dips and sauces?
No. Gotta watch my figure.
And it looks great, brother.
I appreciate it.
Very sexy man.
Yeah,
Let's go, Freddie Freeman, ladies and gentlemen.
Will be 3 games out.
Oh, boy.
You know, it seems like a minute and a half ago that Toronto was 9 games back.
No, it's 30 seconds ago.
It was 30 seconds ago, but who's counting? You know, this is tough. This is tough to watch.
So Brubaker's going to face the 9th man to the plate here in the 7th inning. It's going to be Tyrone Taylor. Couple of men aboard. You got Terens at second. He moved up after McNeil got hit in the helmet. McNeil's at first.
Right.
Thank goodness for helmets.
Oh, my goodness.
We've seen 2 instances of that today with Wells getting hit.
Okay, May 28th, Toronto was 8 games back. From 5 weeks, they've picked up 11 games.
Damn. First pitch, Brubaker, swing on, bouncing ball to Jazz. Fields throws to second in time, and that'll do it.
Finally.
Put an end to the 7th inning. 9 men to the plate, and they put up a 4 spot and leave a couple.
Yeah, mine was a tops now as well. I hit my first walk-off last year against the Mets.
Jacob Young, Nationals win! Now he's got his first walk-off big league hit.
My dad had bought a stack of them, and I was like, I think we can get these results, but he went ahead and bought a stack for himself.
Like business cards. There you go.
But it was awesome just to have that moment and have everyone so excited to have a picture of you is a fun moment.
I'm gonna go check out Food Truck Row. So, what did you guys get today?
Philly cheesesteaks.
Both of you got the same thing. Are they that good?
Oh yeah.
Got a hot dog and some fries. Just kind of basic ballpark.
Chicken bacon sandwich.
Philly
cheesesteak.
Okay.
And some
crinkle cut fries.
Back here at Citi Field, Ryan Stanek going to take over for the Mets.
Mets are having some fun with their scoreboard. Yankee fans pretending to cry, or their Mets fans with Yankee jackets on them crying. Yeah.
So the veteran Ryan Stanek, St. Louis born, is out of the University of Arkansas. He has been around. For Stanek, His 9th year in the big leagues. He throws hard. First pitch to Judge. Swung on and knocked the mask off of Terrence.
Oh, man.
Both Judge and Laz Diaz
He's
attending
shaky.
and waving in the trainer again.
But that he is
Oh.
he's shaky. He tried to get up and buckled, absolutely buckled. And Judge caught him, as did Laz.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. Laz with his arm on his neck. And here comes the trainer.
Tell you what, we're very fortunate
man.
we don't see this even more than we do.
Well,
as hard as guys are throwing and balls, when they come off the bat foul.
and look at the we talk about exit velo, and if that goes, he hit it so hard he knocked the mask off, and he's going to stay in. I don't know how these guys do it.
Well, he'll get tomorrow off. Man. Yeah, he needed a standing 8 count. Ooh, that had to immediately Judge and Laz reach for him. Well, here we go. Stanek can rush it up there too. Judge leading off here in the top of the 8th. Slider for strike. So 0-2.
8th inning sponsored by Local 3 IBEW and Nika. Ryan Stanek, of course, we remember when he first came up with Tampa, was an opener. Threw really, really hard, 99, 100. He was an opener. They tried him at the back end. He was good in the 8th inning. Didn't work out in the 9th a lot, but been throwing this hard for a very long time.
9th year in the big leagues with his 5th team. Breaking ball to Judge. Missed up high, 1-2. Cody Bellinger's on deck. Who's on deck? Brought to you by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit timbertech.com. Ball 2 strikes for Stanek. Works out of the stretch. And bounced it up, and that hit Laz Diaz. Hit him in the right shoulder, but he's okay. He was in the Marines for a while.
Yeah, umpires are tough. We'd take all this for granted.
2-2 to Judge. Stanek comes set. Just above the belt, and a breaking ball pulled foul. Judge 4 for 11 with a home run against Ryan Stanek. The Yankees have hit 3 home runs. It's just not enough today. They're down 11-5. They hit 4 home runs last night and lost 6-5. 2-2, pulled foul, third base side. Hey guys, no matter which side of the bridge you're on, you can make a difference in up to $2,400 a month as a sperm donor with California Cryobank. Go to spermbank.com to learn more. I will bring in some WD-40 tomorrow. This chair's making me nuts. Every time I
You don't
move.
think in this whole stadium they have some WD-40? You have to bring your own?
2-2. It's outside. 3-2. Every move, I turn around. I get up, stand up, stretch, and I swing.
Somewhere there's got to be a can of DW-40 in this entire place.
3-2. Stanek to Judge. The pitch. Way outside. Ball 4. So if the Yankees going to mount a comeback, they need base runners and a lot of them.
Yeah. What a day. What a day.
So Judge is aboard. Judge today 0 for 3 now with a walk.
We should have known when Judge got hit in the head by an errant throw from Anthony Volpe that things were going to be bad.
Reset that for people who might be joining us
Coming
late.
off the field in warm-ups. If you notice a bandage on...
His pitch swung on, foul back by Bellinger.
If you notice a bandage on Judge's head, he got, all of a sudden a throw came out. They were warm-ups before the game, and he was running in, and all of a sudden a ball came out of nowhere and hit him on the side of the head. And he's okay, obviously, but when you get hit by your own teammate.
Friendly fire, not a good
friendly
thing.
fire, yeah.
0-1 to Bellinger. They're not holding Judge on. He's not going anywhere. Here's the pitch. Swing on a hit foul. Out of play left side. Taking a look, Brett Beatty, who took over third for Vientos. 0-2 to Bellinger, who's 1 for 3, had a 2-run double back in the 6th. A couple of groundouts before that. So it was 1 for 3. 2 RBIs, knocked in RBIs 46 and 47. Play him to pull. You got Beatty way off the line, playing up like a three-quarter depth shortstop with Lindor up the middle. Here's pitch. And he served it down that left field line. And all week he's been trying to take advantage of that when he gets behind an account. Earlier in the week, tried a couple of bunts that went foul, and they gave him all that space. Stanek checks the runner. Here's the pitch. Fastball missed. 2-2. Ball and 2 strikes. Judge at first. It's 11-5 Mets. Pitch swung on it. Down back into the screen behind home plate. Do it again now. Bellinger going to use the timeout. Static. A stretch of his arm. Checks over his left shoulder. Judge has got a short lead. Nobody's holding him on. Here's pitch foul out again by Bellinger. Pretty good fastball.
Looks like that was 100 miles an hour. So this is, and he made his debut a while ago. He's still throwing 100 miles an hour.
So here's ready, Stanek. 1-2 here to Bellinger. The pitch. Served foul to the left side. 3. See pitch number 8 coming up. Ball and 2 strikes. Do it again. Here's the pitch to Bellinger. Serves it up the middle. Lindor charges. Goes to the bag for 1. In the air. Throws over in
fast. Not
in time as Bellinger gets up that line really well. Nice play by Lindor. So 1 out. Fielder's choice. Bellinger's aboard. Brings up Ben Rice. So Ben Rice coming up here. He is 0 for 3. He's flat out the each outfielder in this ballgame. Nimmo, Taylor, and Soto. And that pitch gets away, and Terrence can't find it. It's over in the on-deck circle.
So a wild pitch here.
I'll say.
You throw 100 straight down, it's really going to bounce. That bounced 55 feet. And Terrence turned around, couldn't find it.
That is a sick feeling, too. 11-5. Mets on top as we play here, top of the 8th inning. Runner at second is Bellinger. And 1-0 to Rice. Line drive into the gap. Right center fielder to get down. It gets by Taylor. Bellinger walks home. Ben Rice will shut it down right there with an RBI double. It's 11-6 now here in the 8th. Hit that right on the screws. Nicely done. Ben Rice in RBI is 31st. His 14th double.
And is that Mendy or is that Hefner? No, that's Jeremy Hefner. I'm looking to see if someone is anyone even warming up in the Met pen? Doesn't look like it.
No.
For some reason, we can't see all the way in there. It's very dark. I asked some of the pitchers, I said, is it dark? And they said, no, but you can't see who is up, actually.
Yankee RBIs today. Jazz Chisholm a home run. Wells a home run, both solo blasts. 2-run double Bellinger. And home run for Volpe, a solo blast. And now an RBI double by Ben Rice.
And Rice just snapped a 3 for 28.
Well, here's Jazz Chisholm. We got nobody out. Runner at second. Jazz is ready to go and then stepped off. Chisholm 0 for 1. A strikeout against Stanek. First pitch from the right-hander. Fastball fouled out left side. Jazz with the home run. He's 1 for 3. He's also flied out the center and hit a comebacker.
And he's only faced Stanek once. He struck him out.
Here comes the 0-1. Breaking ball, no. Close, but not good enough. 1-1. Third baseman well off the bag. That's Beatty. His pitch swung on, dribbled foul. First base side, 1-2. Max Fried goes for the Yankees tomorrow. The Mets have yet to announce their starter.
Stanek still throwing that fastball 60% of the time. He was just back then just fastball slider. Now he's added that split, which he was working on when he was with Tampa. Sweeper and a little bit of a sinker.
1-2 pitch fouled off behind home plate into the second deck.
Just a slider at 90. So he's throwing 99, 100, and a slider of 90.
11-6 ball game. Mets on top of the 8th. Hunter at second, nobody out. Here's pitch. Did he say able to hold? He did. Mike Estabrook, umpire at third, said he did not go. The count goes to 2-2.
Well, Mendoza didn't like that. You can see.
Well, he was beefing at Estabrook most of yesterday.
Oh, boy.
Ooh. Andy has a point.
Yeah, he does have a point.
2-2 pitch. Bounced up there, blocked by Terens, and that thing hit him hard.
Oh, he's
getting in the chest protector. He is just taking a pounding here. 3-2 to Jazz Chisholm. Jason Dominguez on deck.
Dominguez 0 for 3 today. After having that great game yesterday.
I said no outs. There's 1 out. They got the force out. Here's the pitch. Fouled back.
Well.
This will be pitch number 8 coming to Jazz. See if something gives right here. In Yankees' favor. 3-2 from Stanek to Jazz Chisholm. Pitch. Way upstairs. He flips his bat. Couple men aboard. And Jason Dominguez will be coming up.
Now,
and Dominguez 0 for 2 with a walk against Stanek.
Now somebody's starting to wander around the Mets fan. I don't know who's left out there. The phone just rang. Mendy trying to get through this. Well, no opener for Stanek tomorrow.
No way. Well, here's Jason Dominguez. 0 for 3, 2 groundouts, infield groundouts, and a strikeout. Coming off a 2 for 4 night last night, and the final night in Toronto had a big night, and then he looks at a pitch down low, ball 1. He went 4 for 5 on Thursday night.
Well, you don't usually get your closer up when it's 11-6, but Edwin Diaz is up, and I think that's because they just can't, they can't use anybody else.
1-0 here. There's the fastball for a strike.
Sometimes that can be trouble. Mariano hated to pitch if it wasn't a safe situation.
A lot of guys are like that.
They couldn't do it.
Yeah. 1-1. Swing and a miss with a fastball. I was recently talking to Joe Beimel, retired big leaguer, pretty good career with Pittsburgh, the Dodgers, Seattle, and a couple other places. And he got a save one time. He says, man, I have never been so nervous in my life. He was always a 6th, 7th, and 8th guy. It's a different world trying to get outs 24, 25, 26, 27. 1-2 here. Swing and a miss. Fastball top of the zone. Down goes Dominguez. 2 outs here in the 8th. Second time back-to-back Ks for him and as many plate appearances. Here's Volpe.
Look at that. That also was not a strike. That was above the letters.
Stanek's first strikeout. There's 2 away. 2 runners on. It's 11-6. Mets on top of the Yankees' first pitch, and Volpe swings and fouls it back. This game summary brought to you by Helix Wireless, connecting everything everywhere. Grand slam in the first inning by Nimmo. Yankees got a run back in the second, home run by Jazz Chisholm, but that was responded to by an RBI single by Marte, and it's basically been Mets the rest of the way. Alonso's hit 2 home runs. His pitch outside. Pete's driven in 5 runs with a 2-run shot and a 3-run shot. And the Yankees, they've hit 3 home runs, but all solo blasts. 2-run double by Bellinger and an RBI double Ben Rice that accounts for the scoring. Here's pitch. Swing and a miss. Boy, playing giddy up with that high velo from Stanek. 1-2 here to Volpe. Volpe takes a big breath, exhales, a little waggle, steps back into the box. 1-2, 2 on. Top 8 here at Citi Field. Stanek ready. And a pitch to Volpe. Fastball, long hold by Terrence, didn't get it. 2-2. A lot of room out there. Just see if we can put something in play here. 2-2. Bounced up there, 3-2.
Nice.
So the runners will be on the move. Inning started with a walk to Judge. There's a force out. Judge at second. Reaching was Bellinger. Double by Rice scored Bellinger. A walk to Chisholm. Strikeout Dominguez. And now Volpe battling 3-2.
Stanek taking a long time here. He's kind of disgusted with himself. He can't throw a strike.
3-2 here to Volpe. Runners take off the pitch, swung on, and popped up back this way.
Yeah. That was a 100-mile-an-hour fastball.
$11 runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Mets. 6 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors for the Yankees. Here we go, 3-2. Runners at first and second. They take off. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out.
Another 100 miles an hour.
They get a run. Strand 2. Bottom 8. All Mets. 11-5 here on WFAN Yankees Radio, driven by Jeep.
Here's a club you want to get into. Club Citgo. It's the super easy app that opens the door to great fuel savings and
Oppo Taco.
I'm going to guess it's an opposite field, upper deck, maybe something like a...
Yeah, home run to the opposite field.
Yeah.
You got it.
This is a good one, a hack.
I don't know. I mean, is it the same as like the layman's term hack, like a bad chef?
You've guessed correctly.
Okay.
Someone's a hack, someone that's just nailing it in.
Yeah.
They're not putting their heart into it.
And then we pause for station identification on WFAN Yankees Radio.
I'm trying to get out of here. Just want to go home.
Top of the order, Ronnie Mauricio leads off for the Mets. JT Brubaker still in there, right-hander. And first pitch in there, fastball for strike.
Eighth inning is sponsored by Local 3, IBEW, and Nika.
Mauricio came on a pinch hit for Marte in the seventh inning, doubled and came around to score in the Lindor. Base hit to center. Here's a swing and a miss. Top of the order here for the Mets. You got Mauricio, Lindor, and Soto. They do not expect him to hit it to left field. He's a left-hand hitter. Everybody's pulled hard to the right on the infield. Next pitch, outside 1-2. Eight runs and 11 hits. There's a slap job to the left side. Jazz Chisholm right there. One hopper throws him out. Pitch away from Mauricio, and he went with it, hit it hard. Here comes Lindor. Lindor, 2 walks, a strikeout, and an RBI single tonight. Make that 1 for 2 with the run scored. 2 runs scored. Going to bat lefty here. Now Lindor's going to...
Well,
final lyrics.
They're not singing. They're not done singing yet.
Yeah, that's why he stepped out. Last night he did that first couple times. That was a riot. Pitch from Brubaker, swung on and fouled. Left side, 0-1. Eight runs, 11 hits. Let me try that again. 11 runs, 8 hits.
Either way, it's not good.
Yeah. Pitch outside, 1-1.
You just took the lesser of two evils.
Thank you. Boy, oh boy. 6 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors for the Yankees. Home run's not helping them. Brubaker deals. And Lindor swings at the top of the zone. Breaking ball miss, 1-2. And you had 3 home runs this afternoon, 4 yesterday, and you're on the short end.
Yep. Well,
other ingredients for sure. 1-2 pitch. Way outside. 2-2.
I think all those things add up. Never mind the pitching, but uninspired defense, let's put it that way. A little sloppy.
That's accurate. 2-2. Line drive, right field. That'll stay fair. Get into the corner. Judge will have to dig it out. Lindor just eases into second with a 1-out double.
So, a couple of hits, couple of walks for Lindor.
Boy, big contributions to the Mets this afternoon. That's his 17th double.
Well, I hope Max Fried is ready to go 9 tomorrow.
And believe me, you know as well as I, he knows it.
He knows it.
He knows it.
He would do it every time if he could.
It is as imperative as it has been at any point this season. Here's Soto. And you know he'd like to end this game with a bang. Strike 1, off-speed pitch.
Yankees will finally get an off day on Monday. A long time coming.
0-1 to Soto. Down and in, ball 1, 1-1. Mets with 4 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the fifth, 4 in the seventh. Man.
Yeah.
Yankees 1 in the second, 1 in the third, 2 in the sixth, 1 in the seventh, 1 in the eighth. 1-1 to Soto. Bounce it right at home plate and then ricochet off his back. We got double-figure runs here for the Mets. We mentioned earlier, a lot of runs scored yesterday in the big leagues. Here's pitch inside. And Matt dug this one up for us. 6 games decided by 6 or more runs and 8 decided by 1 run.
You know, that is really something that's happened a lot this year. You see a lot of 13-2s and 1-0s and 2-1s. Interesting.
2-2.
Interesting year.
Lindor at second. Here's pitch. There's a drive deep to right. Going back, Judge hits the fence. Lindor coming around. And Soto only gets a single out of it. I didn't watch him, but clearly he must have stood there and admired it. But he drives in a run, and the Mets have a 12-5 lead. And halfway up the fence near the 370 mark.
Well, it came right back to Judge, and he's not going to run on side. I want to see what Soto did. He hits that.
Well, he went into a home run trap.
Yeah, he thought it was out.
There's Alonso. He's homered his last 2 times up. A 2-run shot, a 3-run shot. First pitch outside, ball 1.
Now, if this holds up, unless someone gets up, I'd love to ask Edwin Diaz if he'd ever come in with a 6-run lead.
Oh, I'm going out on a short limb and say no.
Okay, Zach Pop is up.
I was going to say.
Yeah, he.
Next pitch, a fastball to Pete.
Zach Pop. We saw him in Toronto last couple of years. Zach Pop.
No way. Eddie Diaz was coming.
Imagine.
No
well, he was warmed up.
I know, but I'm just bouncing ball left side. Jazz, underhand flip to second for 1 over to first for the double play. Pete looks like he might have pulled something. So a 5-4-3 double play. Last ups for the Yankees. Coming up after we return, it's a 12-5 Met lead on WFAN Yankees Radio. Driven. Don't forget, after the game, stay tuned for the post-game show with Emmanuel Barbari, powered by Verizon. So the latest deals drop into your local Verizon store. I'm stunned. I'm shocked.
Well, he was warmed up. Dennis Eckersley, years ago, and Tony La Russa told me this, if he's warmed up, he's coming in. Well, I don't care what happens.
Well, that's what we got. Well, we're referencing Edwin Diaz, who we thought was not going to come in up 6 runs.
Well, then all of a sudden, Timmy Trumpet comes out. Well, they needed a chance to... I got to ask him tomorrow. Have you ever come in a 6-run lead?
I know in my previous experience with him, no. Wonderful young man.
Kid, yeah. Oh, they're not done with Timmy Trumpet yet. We have to keep going. This is like, listen, keep going. He's standing there. It's time, but Timmy's not done.
Did they start that last year or 2 years ago?
2 years.
2 years ago. So it was 2 years ago. And they brought him out, Timmy Trumpet, and he wouldn't leave when the pitch was ready to start. First pitch from Eddie Diaz, a fastball to Wells. So Sugar, that's his nickname.
Sugar?
Yep. I called him Fast Eddie Diaz because he's rushing the ball up there. There's a fastball swung on him, found back. It'll be Wells, LeMahieu, and Grisham here, top 9. 12-6. We're not talking about curveballs. We're talking about the score. Mets lead at 12-6 over the Yankees. It's down low, 1-2. So Edwin Diaz, I think you're safe in assuming when you ask him tomorrow, this will be the first time as a reliever, as a closer, that he's come in like this.
And 1 earned run in 24 1/3 innings.
And he's back.
Holy
He's
moly.
back to his form.
Last year, awful. I can still see that WBC. His brother crying.
2-2. And he had just pitched really well for Puerto Rico in that game. Pitched down low. He did go. Wells did not successfully check his swing. 1 out. And that'll bring up DJ LeMahieu. So Diaz with 1 out here in the 9th. And DJ taking his time getting in the box. DJ 1 for 3 with a strikeout against Diaz. First pitch, fastball, first strike. 6-run lead. I don't imagine Diaz is going to try to do anything cute here. He's got the good fastball. He's going to use it. And if he's got command of it, he's really tough. Ooh, up and in. That was a fastball that ran, a two-seamer ran way inside. 1-1. Yankees got off on a bad foot. Open up the ball game, a grand slam by Nimmo. Largely been downhill since then. There's a pitch hit on the right side into right field, a base hit. It was a fastball away, and DJ, as you know, has a good right field stroke as a right-hand hitter. That's his second hit since entering the game. Came in, pinch hit for Peraza back in the 7th inning. So 1 out, top of the order. Here's Grisham. Grisham facing Diaz for the first time. Grish taking his time getting into the box. Diaz from the set and a first pitch fastball and there for strike. Been a long afternoon. 3 hours plus. And a lot of scoring. 18 runs, 19 hits, 2 errors. The combined numbers for these two teams. Next pitch up high. 1-1. Well, Judge is on deck. I'd like to see him fastball against the Diaz fastball against Judge's ability to turn one around. Judge 1 for 5 against them. 1-1 to Grisham. For the fastball, called strike, 1-2. Enfield playing back. They're not holding DJ on. Why would they? It's 12-6 Mets. Here's the pitch. Fastball up high, 2-2. Pete Alonso, what a day. 2 home runs, driven in 5. Grand slam by Nimmo. The 3 Yankee home runs were solo blast. Next pitch, strike 3. Strike 3 to Grisham. Strike 3 called, and there's 2 down. That was a 2-seamer. Here's Judge. Well, this is worth the price of admission right here. Big fastball in from Edwin Diaz, and the best hitter in the game, Aaron Judge. First hit, swing and a miss. Oh, boy, challenge met, challenge accepted. Indifference as DJ goes to second. Here's the next pitch. Now the fastball, strike 2. He come back with that filthy slider of his or go for another fastball? Let's see. 0-2 to Judge. The pitch. Missed outside. Tried to dot that corner. 1-2. One and two here. And the pitch to Judge. Popped up. Out of play behind home plate. Thank you. Tough afternoon for the Yankees. Diaz set. The 1-2 to Judge. The pitch. Swing on, hit down to third base. Diving play by Beatty. Gets up, throws, one hop, dug out by Alonso. Ball game over. Big time win by the Mets. 12-6. They win this series. The season Subway Series now goes to their favorite 3 wins against 2 losses. And boy, are the Yankees going to be depending and leaning heavily on Max Fried to go deep and pitch really well tomorrow afternoon. Little doubt about this game. 12-6 final. Mets win. Totals coming your way after this timeout on WFAN Yankees Radio, driven by Jeep.
Taking a Cadillac is more than just taking a drive. It elevates every journey. Experience the thrill of the Optic, the smooth exhilaration of the all-electric Lyriq, or the spacious Escalade or Escalade IQ. Discover which Cadillac is right for you.